going to be dealing.
Hello, welcome to the World Series of Board Games here in Las Vegas. I am Paula Deming.
I am David Waybright.
And we are here for the finals of Blood Rage.
Blood Rage. This is probably one of the more hardcore competitive games. Of
Yeah.
course, all the games this week have been pretty competitive, but
Yes.
this is Blood Rage after all.
This is Blood Rage, and it's going to get bloody. And as you may have noticed, we're starting a bit later than we
Yes.
thought we were going to, and that's because the semifinal games literally just wrapped up. They were very intense, and now all those players have basically rushed from their semifinal game to sit down and get started on their final game.
Yeah, they haven't had much time. We had a chance to talk with them a little bit, but some of them were literally getting in some bathroom breaks, getting some food eaten, because they're going to be sitting down for probably what stands to be a 2 to 3 hour experience that we're all in for here.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll keep you company during it. Thank you for joining us for this.
So, Paula,
yes, David.
what kind of experience do you have with Blood Rage?
Oh boy. I have played Blood Rage. Am I good at Blood Rage? No, I'm hoping to pick up some tips from our players here. How about you?
Oh boy. I think Paula's probably got me beat. No, I have played Blood Rage, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
I played it many years ago, shortly after it first came out. I'm kind of a Care Bear of a player, so Blood Rage it's not a Care Bear-y sort of game.
Yeah.
But I have brushed up on it. I've talked to some of the competitors this week, and man, it's amazing. With all the games this week, there's been so much I've learned in terms of that sort of competitive level that these people are bringing to the table. But at the same time, a lot of them are just here to also have fun.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. That's why I play games. But to see these people who are competing, but also wanting to have fun, if they're being honest, by the way.
Right. Well, they all say they're here to have fun, but we're going to see what happens as we hear table talk, hopefully, around this game and whether or not they stay that way.
Yeah, we have the table set up here. I don't know how soon they're going to get underway, but we have some amazing competitors here. This table is something we're both really looking forward to.
Let's start the game. Okay.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's talk about some of our competitors, shall we? In seat number 1, we have Bonzinator. Bonzinator is a Twitch streamer who you can find twitch.tv/Bonzinator. And she is here repping Master Goblin Games, which is a game store that has a couple different locations. She's from SoCal. And we chatted with her a little bit about her strategy.
Yeah, and we don't want to they can't hear us right now.
They can't
just so
hear
you know.
us.
So we
And no texting them. If you know them and you're watching this live, they can't look at their phones anymore.
Although I'm guessing, I don't know the official rules, but I'm sure they can't have phones
I'm
out at
fairly
the table.
certain, right?
In fact, I'm pretty sure this week it was fairly strict, like you're not supposed to get up from the table, things like that. So I don't think there's any chance of anybody hearing what we're going to say, but everyone that we talked to seemed to have a few different strategies, and if you've ever played Blood Rage, there's a few out there. But most of them talked about staying nimble, being able to pivot, and playing a tactical game based on what else is going on, which is always going to happen in a drafting game.
Yes.
When someone's drafting cards, of course, you don't know exactly what's being drafted.
And not every card in the game is going to come out every game.
Right, and that's what's interesting, because we did hear from some of the semifinal games that there are some classic strategies, the Loki strategy, that we'll probably see one, if not a couple players try to make happen. But these players are able to counter that. And sometimes it didn't even happen in the semifinals.
Right.
Some of these games, we didn't see it play out as much that way.
Though in Bonzinator's semifinal game, which of course she won, that's why she's here, she used the Loki strategy. So I know that if those cards start coming out, I think that's what she wants to go for if she can make it. But she told us she thinks there will be more than one Loki in the game.
Yeah, and if you're not familiar with Blood Rage, the Loki strategy, so while you are trying to pillage and win battles and whatnot, the Loki strategy is kind of interesting because there's some cards that you're going to be drafting that's going to allow the player to potentially score their points from losing battles, going to Valhalla, scoring their points that way.
Yes.
You're also going to be looking at questing in the game. We didn't hear much from many of the competitors.
We didn't hear much about the questing. It is, yeah, you can get a lot of points from the questing. Some of the research I was doing was saying you should really be focusing on 2 quests.
Yeah.
You know, getting 2 quests completed every age.
Yeah, there's some mathematical ways to look at this game, and if you surf the internets at all, you can see a lot of that stuff. But like Paula just said, you're going to want X number of quests. You're going to want to get your clan stats up. That's a big part of it. I don't think we're going to see anyone max that out. In fact, I don't know how common that is in general. But you can get 60 points from maxing out your clan stats. It'd be really interesting to see someone do something like that, but I just don't know. I don't play the game enough to know how possible it is.
Well, speaking of points, in seat number 2 we have Brian Savage, who's from Pittsburgh. We're asking him what is a good score? What are you aiming for in this game? And he was saying he thinks that a score of at least 175 is what's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, for this week at this level, it's going to be up there. Most games of Blood Rage are going to range from 100 maybe to 250. Although that's pretty high. I'd love to see this game get up over 200 for the winner.
That would be pretty amazing.
That would be really amazing.
That would be really exciting.
Yeah, Brian was one of the other winners of the semifinals, and I have to say I just love the fact that his last name is Savage.
Oh, in a game get ready for some jokes from David about that.
That was it. That was the last joke. I had one.
I don't think so.
And now it's done.
Yeah, and in seat number 3 here, we have Hans, who is originally from China, now based in Los Angeles. He also has a YouTube channel called The Worthy Opponent, spelled pawn.
Yeah, opponent.
Opponent, like a pawn. Y'all get it, P-A-W-N. And he was surprised to be here. He competed also in Splendor, Brass Birmingham, and Great Western Trail, and said that those were his strongest games.
Yeah, he wasn't the only semifinalist who was looking at other games as their priority, and then just happened to win their semifinal in Blood Rage. But yeah, he's another one that was here for the fun, and absolutely another one that was here to play a very tactical, nimble game. He wasn't tied to any particular strategy, but he wanted to get in there and basically roll with the punches.
Welcome to the jungle. We've got fun and games. Now, we thought I was going to be doing singing in this stream, but our players have that on lock, it sounds like. I'm not sure how well you can hear that, but that's going on. It looks like they've started.
They have started the drafting already, and I didn't realize this before we started, but we're actually going to be able to see some of the cards.
That's right.
Here. I don't know if I can see them well enough to comment on. I do have some of the cards right here in front of us, though, Paula.
We can reference. Now, Hans was saying that if he sees Frigga cards in the first age, he may want to go for them.
Yeah, but maybe not so much
maybe not so much in the later ages. So very curious to see what starts coming out with everyone.
Yeah, and then in the last seat, we have MJ Rasmussen. Side note, I had a chance to play Orleans this week with MJ.
Yeah.
I got to know her, and she's from Spokane, Washington, has a board game store, B-Side Games. And the interesting fact here, if you know Blood Rage and you know content creators, Sam Healy might come to mind. And Sam Healy is the one who taught MJ how to play the game, and now the student has become the master.
That's right.
And she may be coming back home with the ring. We'll have to see, but it could happen. She's sitting at the table anyway.
Something else that's interesting, speaking of learning things from players about the game, is that Bonzinator actually, in all of her prep for this game, played all using the digital Steam version of Blood Rage and hadn't played the physical game until today with the physical copy.
That is amazing. And in contrast to that, MJ only the tabletop version of the game, which is interesting in the competitive sort of scene because most players want to get as many games as they can in, and doing so digitally can be very helpful.
Yeah. And this morning to help prep, MJ actually went over the physical player boards with Bonzinator to help familiarize her with how everything was actually laid out in the physical game.
Yeah, it's nice to see in the competitive situation here that we have some cooperation like that. However, I think one of them, they both want to win this tonight.
They do.
Despite the fact that many of them told us that they just wanted to have fun, I think
they might want to do some winning.
Probably want to win. So let's get to the table.
Let's see what they're doing.
We'll what's happening.
See what's going on because I think some moves are starting to happen here.
Cards
are being played.
We've had
Looks like a clan upgrade.
I can't see what card has been played there, but it looks like it was an upgrade for sure.
On to you, my friend.
Tough choice.
You
And again, if you've never played Blood Rage, I'm assuming if you're watching, you might have.
I have
an amount of rage to spend. They're going to be playing all these cards, but it's not a game of playing just cards. You're taking actions at this point and using the cards to support those actions.
I wonder what other games
You're going to want to be invading, getting some of their characters out on the board, and pillaging. And if we see that Loki strategy, we're going to see some people putting some 1s and 2s in a little some places just so they can lose.
Wanting
and not
to
commit
lose
too
on
much.
purpose, yeah. Or maybe doing that just to bluff a little.
Oh,
I'm very curious if we'll see any of that.
That's true. That's like next level stuff.
Yeah. That's Blood Rage.
That is Blood Rage. You know, the other thing about Blood Rage is just the pieces, right? The one thing I hadn't brushed up on is all of the different monsters that can come up. And I'll be interested to see how some of them use them. Because I know some people I know have some favorites that they like to get and get out on the board.
I heard that.
But that doesn't mean anything because Splendor went on until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Players are now talking about whether or not I think they have the endurance to make it through this match, it sounds like.
I'm not sure I have the endurance to make it through that level of a match, quite frankly.
They say,
and I'm just watching.
That's right, we're just watching.
Start at midnight, I think.
I will say, just like so many board games, and we play so many board games,
That game could take a long time.
you play one, and then you get away from it for a while. And as I was reading and relearning this game, I was like, you know what? I want to get this back to the
I
table.
just want to try this out again.
Until I lose, and then I'm good for a while.
So let's see. I'm trying to get a good look at what's going on the board here. As my understanding is that a good first move is invading with your leader.
Yes.
They invade for free. And it looks like there is a figure on the board here up in Merculor.
All right.
I don't know how to say any of these names,
please
y'all.
forgive both of us. I'm going to apologize for both of us. But she's going to do a lot better than I am with these. I know Yggdrasil.
That's the good one.
I'm in charge of Yggdrasil. You've got Paula's got the rest, right?
Collusion.
Yeah, I got them all.
Okay.
I got them all.
Play me a little card here. It's not that one. If I put it on the top, I was all ready for it too. I got this one's going to cost me 0 rage. It's
okay. Looks like
Frigga's
MJ is.
Charm.
Oh, here's a Frigga's card coming out. Frigga's Charm. MJ's played down.
Okay.
Such a great card.
It's a free cost, and MJ seems pretty excited about that one. Let's take a look. So of course the board here is split into regions, which you can tell by their colors. We have Mannheim, which is yellow. We have Alfheim. I have a board in front of me I'm referencing here, which is this kind of beigey color.
Jotunheim.
Which is blue.
Which is blue, and then Yggdrasil in the
which
center.
Is in the center.
And each of those main sections have 3,
And I'm putting them
I think, 3 regions. And then, of course, there's also going to be
that's one that I can reach.
our harbors
harbor there.
Of course, if any gray cards are quest cards that players are going to want to be collecting. Oh, they can be gray, blue, and yellow.
Yeah, we're having help, by the way, from Brian off camera tonight. Very thankful. Thank you, Brian, for all of the keynotes.
Did you find that Frigga's Charm card? I'd love to.
Frigga's Charm. It was an upgrade card, right?
I believe so. At 0 cost.
Here you go, my friend.
Oh, there it is.
Frigga's Charm.
Right.
Yeah.
That what was played?
That's what MJ played.
All right.
So this will let you upgrade. Upgrade cards cost you 1 less rage to play, so that's going to get a good upgrade engine potentially going.
Absolutely a great card to get out early. Any of these cards is going to have a lasting impact on all the things you do. Obviously, is going to help out.
I'll be your GM for the evening.
Now, some of these quests actually relate to the regions on the board. So you want to have the most strength in at least one province of a specific region. And that's where a lot of these colors are going to come into play to help you keep track of where you are. For example, I'm looking at a quest card right now, 9 points. If you have the most strength in at least one Jotunheim province.
Yeah, there's a lot of quests like that. And then there's a couple quests that are worth, I think, just 1 more victory point. But the Glorious Death quests are ones that let you have to have all at least 4 figures in Valhalla, so that's going to be one that goes well
with the Loki strategy. Take a look at what everyone's doing.
That's glorious as a Yggdrasil battle in round 3.
There's that Glorious Death
card.
Get
there.
I'll take what I can. Everybody's trying.
Yeah, I have to say, the thought that goes into the drafting, they obviously knew what they wanted because the draft went by while we were talking and barely even paying attention. But now when it comes to the play, things are slowing down a tiny bit.
Oh, we've got some combat going on right now.
There's a pillage happening.
You, Hans, will win the battle. Bonds, you will lose the battle. Bonds, you will get 1 rage from Hans.
So here's a card played that allows the loser of this battle, which is Bonzinator, to take a rage from the winner, I believe.
That feels like a Loki strategy.
Feels like a Loki strategy. And because Bonzinator lost that, she gets to keep her combat card. She gets to take it back into her hand.
Yeah.
But of course, the winner, Hans, discards the card he used. It's, I believe, out of the game.
Yes.
Yep. So 3 points.
Side note, it's going to be incredibly interesting for us to try to keep track as they're being referred to as Hans and Bonds at the table.
Hans and Bonds. It's like a dynamic duo.
It is.
We'll drop a Loki's Dragon.
Oh boy.
For 1
Loki's
because of my
Dragon.
wonderful Frigg's Charm.
Oh yes, here's MJ already capitalizing on that discount for her upgrade cards.
So that was 2 rage?
So Loki's Dragon is costing 2 rage. You gain 4 glory when a ship of yours is destroyed.
Ooh, so I wonder if we'll see MJ putting ships into harbors and then hoping that they lose some pillaging with them.
And the ships are interesting because you have 1, I believe. You put it out and it's stationary until it's destroyed.
Yes, they never move, as opposed to your other units on the board who can move to other areas.
All right.
By the way, we anticipate this to be a pretty vocal table. We've had a range of that going on this week at the World Series of Board Gaming, but I think Blood Rage brings out the best in people when it comes to being vocal. And we happen to know after interviewing a few of them here that we should expect a lot of table talk.
Oh, another invasion happening.
With this little guy.
Into Hoger. So that's in our blue region here.
In the process.
All right.
Yeah, that middle region of
there's
Jotunheim
some contested
is going to
area.
have some conflict going on shortly. You also note there's a few different rewards that you'll get that are randomly placed out for pillaging successfully. And that is only, I believe, going to be for the person who tries to pillage it. If they happen to lose, they won't get it, but no other player will.
Correct.
There's no yellow around. There's another red nearby, though. So if you want to join the glorious battle...
There's that table talk.
Yeah, there it is. I love how MJ really gets into the theme of the game. That's my kind of game.
Battle are calling to your soul.
Trying to convince people to get into that fight, I think.
Exactly. There's some interesting cards that effectively change things up. We've talked about the Loki cards, but there's also a lot of battle cards that are just pure strength. 3, 4s, and 5s. It'll be interesting to see when the tier cards come out. Tier Smash, Crush, and Smite.
Who shall feast in Valhalla this evening?
Because I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw one in Jotunheim.
Alright, we have a Loki's Treachery, followed by
Loki cards coming out.
Frigga's Grace.
Frigga's Grace, what gives you +2? What else does it do?
It gives me an extra clan stat.
Oh my goodness. So you have a lot going on.
Is that Brian with
here
Frigga's Grace?
3, 4, and then 5, 6. This poor little guy is going to limp off into the corner.
Pocket knife didn't last long.
He's going to join his buddy.
Oh, I think Bonds is... I wonder why Bonds entered that pillage, that area, and then didn't add any more troops into the combat there. I wonder if she is going for that Loki strategy. It feels like it to me.
Although I have to imagine all the other players are seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if Paula and I are seeing it, surely they are.
All right, that's on to you. Okay. He's about to lose his tap and shoes too.
This one just has some issues over here.
Who is the action on right now?
I feel like it might be. Is it on Hans? Is it Hans's turn?
Hans is the only one not talking in deep in thoughts. We can assume that means
it's his turn. Thinking very hard about Hans specifically said, you know, I don't know what I'm gonna do going in. I don't feel like you can plan. Everyone's gonna have a big strategy, so you need to be ready to just go with what you get. And so I wonder if every turn now he's like, okay, Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a lot to take
Who's
in
joining the
too,
party?
because you're not really just looking at the board state,
country,
but
I'm
it's
just gonna say.
how it's played out over
Oh,
at least the
nice.
last couple
Gimli.
turns.
Yeah. Gimli or Gimel?
I like Gimli. I know
Gimli.
there's some
Gimli.
question on the table on how you say it.
See? I watch Lord of the Rings.
Mixing
looks
our
like
properties
Hans-
here.
All right, well, I'm
That's
gonna
right. Well,
skate over here,
Vikings,
so, my lady's gonna invade for
elves,
free.
you know,
And
it's
Utgard just is
totally different.
It's got some pretty hills.
Because Gimli's a
this time of
dwarf.
year.
Dwarf,
Gimli is a
Vikings.
So we're gonna go hang out
Vikings,
with
the
Utgard.
beards. It's a common
Utgard.
thing.
Who's good?
Oh, so we do see
What
someone put out their
pocket
ship down
knifey boy are you
here.
bringing to the
Between
party?
Jotunheim
yes.
and Alfheim.
Yeah, right there.
Who
That
is
is,
that?
I believe that's
MJ's
MJ's ship.
ship.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like MJ is orange, Bonzinator is red, Hans is blue, and what is this
Ooh,
color
join
that
us.
Brian is playing? Brown.
And
Well,
I'm sure
you're not
they put
calling
that there
battle.
for reasons.
No.
If I were
I
playing
put my guy
Colorado,
out.
Put your guy
I would have
out.
put
just
that there because it was the
excited to be
closest
here.
harbor to where I was sitting.
All right.
And that's the kind of strategy you're looking at with your commentary team here, and
I
that's
bought
why
your
we're
sales
not
pitch
in the
for
Blood
Jason.
Rage Finals.
No,
We're sitting
perfect.
I'm going
here
down to
pretending to
5
know a
reads.
few
Come hang
things
out
about
with
Blood
Utgard.
Rage instead
There
of
was a good
playing.
deal on Airbnb.
I know. Utgard's beautiful this time of year. Oh, he missed.
Oh, Bonds put someone more down.
Yeah, coming on in
No,
there.
you
She
should.
heard she
You
said
should
there's a
at
good deal
least
on an
a half a
Airbnb in
star,
there.
But you know, you can go all the way up to 6 if you want.
I see. She's in this region here.
Utgard.
Utgard.
In that case, I'm just gonna pillage that without any contest.
That would be
an
uncontested
uncontested pillage for Hans. So Hans is now just going to get that bonus tile.
That's pretty solid.
Nice.
An uncontested pillage is one of the things that all players
I like
are going to be
your
looking
style
for in the first round
of
typically.
questing, and it's calling to
Often-
me. But
They don't want
I
too
heard
much
that there
player combat in the first
so
age.
No.
you are high at Woodgard. And because of that Airbnb, we're going to go hang
MJ's
out.
coming on
I'm gonna
into
drop that
guard as
rate.
well.
Just one level. One little level. I feel a party coming on.
That's a very crowded area down in the
The Viking drum,
southwest
but nowadays they sound
area
more
of
like
the board.
Only welcome to the
And we are
jungle.
seeing some various levels of
Is that
table
what he's
talk
singing?
here.
Is he
Mhm.
I am curious to
peeing
see
himself right
players
now?
that are quieter players and how they respond to all the chatter. Because I know
Yes.
that can sometimes put people a little bit, not necessarily on tilt,
Mhm.
but it is definitely a different style of table behavior. I think MJ is gonna probably lead the way with the table talk,
I think
followed
so.
by Bonzinator.
I think so.
I can feel it.
Like Bonds is thinking about how
So
to spend her rage. Oh,
again, your Airbnb deal.
Oh yeah, I got some stuff going on.
I can't pass.
Oh, is Bodie McBoatface coming to play?
Yo, this one is.
Don't be careful! Don't lose his sail in the process.
This one is the Black
Oh,
Pearl.
boat's
here's-
coming
Oh,
in. We got a
it
ship.
is?
Yeah.
Do you hear a little Yep. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh boy!
Pirates were my thing this year.
Heck yeah!
So now we've got Vikings, we've got Pirates of the Caribbean, and we've got Lord of the
Wrong
Rings.
movie, but
So,
we're getting there.
I'll mix them all up. I heard mention of an Airbnb in there too somewhere.
Oh, he's bringing a friend.
Brian
Oh.
The moral support Vikings
bringing in two
of Elgar.
up into Elvagar.
Oh, okay.
Elvagar?
Perfect.
The card is back.
You know you love that card.
No.
And for those of you who
But
haven't watched
we just have to
this
deal
week
with
so
it.
far, that
Did the
card being
preceding
passed
player.
around is
Okay.
very important for the tournament because they're keeping track
You did. Nope.
of
Yeah, you brought a
where
friend.
the play is at, but also for the judges so they can keep track of things a little bit more easily.
Mhm.
And they go through a very quick checklist when they go through this, making sure the last player did some things that they
No,
needed
yeah,
to
this
do
is- did
before
you-
they
this is
start their
before you
turn.
pass the card.
When you have $25,000 on the line for the person who wins everything, it's important to pay attention to all of these small details.
Yes.
And it's something the tournament has taken very, very seriously.
Absolutely. If you're one of those players that likes to rewind their turn, not so
I
much.
don't think there'll be much
Not-
retconning
not
in these
so
games.
much. Another reason why I'm sitting here and not out there, Paula.
Right?
So I believe Brian was able to
The
put out
sixth
2
option on
of
your
his
board. No,
units
see,
on
you
the
can
board
forfeit if you
because he's
really want.
upgraded his horn stat. No?
I will not.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to give you the option just to make
Oh,
sure.
horns is the stat.
is the stat
max
that
units
maxes
you
Well,
your
can-
Bruce
units.
Let's see how it works out for him.
Capacity.
Yeah, you
there
can
are
take
3
them out.
stats. There's
We could
rage,
all
which
go
is
to
really the biggest
TR
economy in the game.
Yes.
You're spending
Right?
your rage to do
I
all
heard it's karaoke
your
over
actions.
there.
Right
Rage
next door.
gets down to 0. There is still some edge cases where you can
Yeah, they're
still
seeing some,
participate in
walking
things,
jungle.
but if you have
I
no
got you to
rage,
stop.
you're not
Yeah.
taking any
Right,
Right,
action.
even a free action.
No,
You can't take if you're
are
on 0 rage.
pretty much done. You can participate in the
Christmas
pillages,
dinner.
but that is about
They're
it.
giving away a
There are
$50
some
cash
possibilities
prize
where
to
you
the
get some
winner
rage
of
back based on
karaoke
some
thing.
play, in
Mm.
which case you can get back into the
I
mix.
started singing
Mhm.
Hallelujah
But the
chorus,
horns
and
is how
Mikey
many
gave me
How did that
units you
go?
can have
How did
max.
that go?
Oh,
I'll
we're
see how
being
I'm
it
being
given
passed a player
a
board so
player
I don't
board.
say incorrect things
Yeah,
anymore,
yes.
everyone.
Inspiring.
Hans enough now.
It would be
What
inspiring.
is the last? So there's horns. Axes.
Oh, of course, you start with 4. You
Don't
start with
need
4,
one of those
everyone. I
things?
knew that.
Yeah, and you love it, so put a ring on it.
Yeah, the third stat, axes, is
Hear
going
that?
to be the
That's the
glory
band
you get
hammer.
in a
That's
standard
the
way from a
band
battle.
hammer.
David,
Uh-oh,
a
uh-oh.
monster's
Feel
coming
Uh-oh.
out.
quaking in their boots
I'm
as the
looking
troll
through the deck for that
thuds.
monster.
A
I
troll,
think it's the
I
troll.
think.
We saw it coming too.
Let's talk about the
We
troll
saw it
coming
coming.
on in.
All the
I think
words
to
go
Elvigar.
down.
Where is my monster cards?
It's 2.
Oh, the 2, yes.
Here we go. Troll. When this monster invades a province, destroy
Damn.
all enemy
You're
warriors
gonna let
in
that
it.
slide. I wouldn't.
Ooh, came in and stomped
Right?
How many were in
everyone.
there? Did you
Alright,
notice?
so-
2, I
I
believe.
know it's gonna be
Oh,
so-
oh yeah, that was the region where someone dropped
That's
2
where
at
Brian
once.
put
So-
2.
Ouch, that's a big
And
slap
now
in the
Hans
face
has
for
come
sure.
in and stomped him.
I don't see why.
You got- I mean, if you tuned in to hear Paula sing, I got news for you. There's a lot of potentially copyright issues going on right now at the
We're gonna
table.
get this stream will be muted, so be glad you're watching it live, because I'm not sure what the VOD will be.
I want to know how many people joined into that chorus of Hallelujah, by the way. I'm guessing it was MJ and Bones.
Probably
good.
so.
And we have a Loki's treachery and a Frigga's grace.
Ooh,
You had 0 to
more
your
combat
three.
here.
Did she get another?
2.
I believe she was able to take that back into her hand
Oh,
before
that's
because
right.
she lost that combat,
That's
so she
right.
gets the card back.
Yeah, and it's
Mhm.
really interesting the
I
way
also
that
think
plays
Grace was
out,
my
and I
class
think you
stat.
see that in a lot of these games,
So,
these type of games
These
from Eric
guys are gonna
Lang
go
in
sneak with
particular.
suspicion.
The mind games that
That's
play
right.
during the battle is really where a lot of the fun is
We're gonna
had.
raise this guy up. I am going to get.
Let's see how MJ's doing some upgrading.
And-
Okay, I don't know who's singing right now.
That's
And I'll raise
Sponsinator.
Another one of my clan stats by 1.
You're at 3.
Yes, please.
All right, so it looks like MJ has
Shane.
upgraded
I've
her
done
rage
this
to
thing.
7,
Oh, I don't want to. I
and
lose a
her
rage,
horns are
gain a
upgraded to
rage.
5.
You're milking that Loki's treachery. Mine
I
goes
feel like
to the
I want to
discard.
put a
yours
speech
goes back
bubble
in your
above Brian's head that just says, "Can
I
we
have
please get on
clearly
with the game
made all
and
my
stop all
actions,
this thing?"
take adjustments made, and display all payment. I have confirmed the game is a legal state of which to proceed.
Again,
And
MJ's
yes,
going
the
through all
discard
of the very
over.
technical steps to make sure everything is being done correctly for the competition.
Did MJ make legal plays?
Very much so.
Yes.
Now, I
Make
think you
all
can
the
tell which
necessary
2
adjustments.
players
Almost
told
not.
us
Yes.
the
I
most
had to
vehemently
had to.
that they were just here to
Resolve
have
the
fun.
game state properly. I don't know. I was too busy singing.
I know it's amazing.
If yes, flip this card over and begin your turn.
Are they cash apping you?
And as
$50
much as everyone
to
wants to
stop
have that
already?
silly fun at the table, they have to take that card pretty
But we've already
seriously.
Yes.
Let's just
Yes.
say.
Okay.
Let's just say.
I have a
was
feeling
never
as we
invited
get
back
further into
to
the
family
game,
dinner.
I wonder if
I would still carry it.
players will get
Oh
a
wait,
bit
we don't have to read this thing anymore?
quieter.
Okay.
now you're
That
singing
will be
hallelujah.
interesting. We'll have to. I
Hopefully
hope we
you've
can
read
do some post-game
Read it
interviews
all
to
the
really
way,
bring that
okay?
up with some of these people who are being a little more vocal right now.
Alright.
I think it's really going
I
to
would say
challenge
that
the
only
idea
adds
that they
time,
were
too.
It
here
really
just to
does.
have
That's why he was
fun.
confirming that we don't need to continue.
Sweet.
I mean, he would
But
like
they
to
are
be
having
involved
fun,
before.
clearly.
They are having fun.
Oh, so no TV bar.
Now, speaking of Brian, again, we were talking with him before this game, and for his practice to prepare for this game, do you remember how many games of Blood Rage he played to
Quest.
prepare
Glorious
before
It
this?
was like 15, wasn't
15.
it? 15 games, all in pretty recent
hmm
memory. You know, like in fact,
So
a
much
lot of
good
the players that I've talked to this week, very similar situation. Of course, they all had to become pretty familiar with all the games.
Well, you don't have to read it anymore.
Some, you know, obviously had a
Maybe
lot
we
of games
wanted
under their
to.
belt
Oh,
for some of
okay,
these.
okay. Just let you know.
But some of these people right
I-
here
no matter
really just
what,
played most of their games of Blood
the
Rage probably
procedures
in the last few
game
months.
says do everything out loud. Like say everything out loud. So with or without that, I'm gonna be saying all my moves out loud.
Where did you law degree at?
My law degree.
You said you're a rules lawyer.
I just read a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it because when I asked you about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you're like, "Oh, I've watched that movie."
I said I watched a movie a long time ago.
Yeah, well, it was
I feel like there's 2 games being played at the table right now.
Yes.
And it's right direct across from each player.
All right, Brian has put a unit into Boy.
I don't think it's Agar Boy.
It sure isn't. Anger.
I don't know you
Anger.
too well enough to give you a hard time on your terms.
Y'all.
But I don't
What
want
are you
to.
talking about?
If I could see the chat, I would ask for a phonetic pronunciation.
We're going to ask our friend Brian for a phonetic
So,
pronunciation on the
right,
whiteboard
I will bring
of
the shovel
the northeastern
and just shovel
region.
it in everyone's direction.
Until then, I'm going to call it Anger Boom.
It looks like Anger Boom to me.
And if it's not Anger Boom, I'm going to have a talk with Eric Lang.
That's right.
Because I
Call
really
out.
think they should update that and call it Anger
Okay.
Boom.
Talking all the time. You just talk to a screen.
I mean,
You
how
end up
fun would
going
it be to
crazy
drop
because you
warriors
realize
into
you're
Anger
talking
Boom?
to yourself.
I mean,
for hours.
I got anger. Boom.
So
this is
at
Blood
least
Rage,
there's a-
baby.
Right?
There's
Somebody talks
There's
fast.
like faces in front of me. What is this? Is this physical board game pieces? What?
I think
Like,
Bonds
this
is
is
talking
bad.
now about actually getting to play with the physical game, it sounds like.
All right.
What are these, real
Yeah.
pieces?
Not next door. You're not next door. You can join the party if you want.
So
Well, it
there's a
looks like
pillage
we've got
happening,
pillaging.
and everyone has an opportunity
Not
at the
a
table
trap.
if they have people
It's the
next
same.
door.
If you go
as
in there, then
MJ
it's
was
the
just saying,
cards.
to come in and join the fun.
There may or may not be one
Which
more
is
Loki
kind of
treachery
a
out there. We don't know.
thing you have to pay attention to, because obviously as you're playing, you're seeing who's
You
in
should
what
go
region,
avenge
but
your
you have to
brethren.
really pay attention to more of the board than just the regions that you're looking at.
Now, MJ said something just now that
Hand it over.
gave me a thought
Yep.
here, David, and
We
that
gotta put
is,
that square over for him.
she was saying, people
And
seem
now
to
that
not
you
want to
pointed
join
it up,
in, and she was
you
saying,
get
there might be a Loki's treachery still out
5
there,
points. No, there's
or
no
maybe
battle.
there
You get 5
isn't.
points next time
and you have
get
to
a battle.
wonder,
Nice.
Bonds could be trying to put people off a little by playing some Loki, trying to make it so they don't want to get involved in her battles because they don't want her to lose on purpose, and then she uses that to be able to have uncontested pillaging. Now, I don't know, that's not necessarily what was happening here, but it is a strategy. I'm thinking of maybe you start in one way and then you pivot after you've convinced everyone that they should back off from you a little.
That is an interesting idea. At this level, though, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure that would work on me. It might work on you. But I don't know if at this level people can see through that sort of thing, or at least see some other signs of your play that are tells. I certainly don't know what the tells would be.
Are you going to continue?
Bond just
Played a
played.
quest.
I think she did. Play a quest.
Sorry, it's not digital.
And this is
Is that
her
the first-
saying,
Is that the first? Oh no.
There are
Looks
some
like
other
Brian
quests
Oh,
that are
Brian's
out.
played 2
Mhm.
quests.
Oh, are we all
Okay,
done?
well, Brian's got plans, and if you're playing quests,
No,
you have to have some
can't
level
quest
of
without your
confidence
quest.
that you're going
This
to
is
complete them.
Yes.
So,
This is such.
Brian, I don't think, again, I'd say this for all the players, I don't think anyone's going to be
I
dropping
also
quests that
will
they don't
quest
feel
again.
fairly. Oh,
I know,
everyone's
it's unheard
joining the
of.
quest
Yeah.
fund.
Now this is interesting because I think there are some quests that might be in conflict with each other here.
Yeah, I'm sure there are, and this is typical. I think you're going to see a lot of other cards, a lot of other actions taken. Quests will generally come out at the end of the phase, because you have to know what the board state looks like, of course. Unless you're going to call your shots. I guess you could play a quest first
make
and
what?
really throw people.
Oh, rulings?
Yeah, he's not joining the crap slinging party.
Now you'll notice here in the gray area that in Anolang there is already some destruction happening there. At the end of each age, more of the board will be destroyed as Ragnarok is happening. And so the area, much like, say, in the Hunger Games, if we can mix in another IP,
Please do.
or Fortnite, depending on how old you are, the map will start to constrict, and there will be fewer and fewer areas that our players will be able to move into, to pillage, and will limit their ability to gain the strength in each area for their quests.
Yeah, and a lot of players will look at that at the very beginning of the game to determine what they want to go after first. Because if someone can particularly go after one of those areas uncontested, which is not likely to happen,
We don't know.
and take that in the first age, and then it goes away, that's an opportunity they've taken advantage of that other players haven't.
Right, and I believe after this age, I believe that Grey Quest will
Oh,
not
snap time already.
be worth it anymore because they won't be able to go into Gimli after this age because that's the region that will be destroyed next.
Yeah, his dying and bringing friends.
What is the rage count here? It looks like we've got Brian is down to nothing. Bonds has what, three rage,
it looks
maybe?
like. Hans looks like
has
he's got about 2.
Can't see MJ's, but I'm gonna guess MJ's
Basically,
pretty
if he
low.
dies,
Definitely
put a
less
warrior
than
in.
3.
Okay.
And anytime he brings anybody to the party, he brings a friend.
Okay.
Wow.
He's the moral support Vikings.
What is that card? MJ is referencing. I think this is Brian's ability that every time he brings in a Viking, he brings in a friend. And I believe there is a card, an upgrade card he's played that's given him
Oh,
that
is it an
ability.
upgrade card?
I think so. I could be wrong.
I guess I'm just gonna bring out party myself.
Nice.
That's
Loki's blessing.
oh
If you-
yes, I remember when this card
If you
got played.
lose a battle, you may invade a province with a warrior for free. That is something you could. There's a lot of cards in the upgrades that will let you sort of manipulate in ways that are a little unexpected outside of the normal invasions. Another one of those, Lord of Hammers. If you successfully pillage with your leader, which is another reason why people get those leaders out there, you may move him to an adjacent province. So it allows you to do something on effectively your turn, and then potentially position yourself for someone else's.
Oh, it's there's a guitar.
I would just.
See, Hans
Oh,
is
bring
making
it
some
down.
choices.
Hey, we were
Spinning
told
a
to bring it
rage.
up.
Yeah. Take it up a notch or 2.
Yeah. Sorry, Catan.
I'm not winning. Don't pick on me.
All right, Hans has placed a Viking here into Merkulor, my favorite area on the map.
And I can only imagine that if he's placing someone there after having played a quest, maybe we'll see a quest for him associated
Perhaps
with that
he's
area.
trying to have the most
I
strength
can't
in
tell.
that area.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't
Alright,
tell the colors from what
I
we're looking at here, but it looks
I'm
like
going to spend a
he's got
I
rage.
think
2
it's
there.
2 blue. Yeah, I think it is 2 of his units in that area.
hang out over
Uncontested
here
at
for a
this
little
point,
bit.
right?
Killed
Looks
me
like
there,
MJ's
BB.
going
know,
hard
right?
on Utgard. I
You
think
know?
that's a lot of orange down, not southwest corner.
Like I said, the hills of Utgard
And Paul,
are
remind me,
alive.
wasn't it
Vikings.
Hans that took an uncontested area already in the upper left?
I believe so, yes.
Interesting. This kind of coincides with what he was telling us, I think. I feel like Hans is kind of like keeping his head down, playing a game.
Let
look at what
everyone
else
else
is
battle
doing.
with each other, and he will try and fill that gap
I'm
Yeah.
going to
strategically that the other players are leaving open.
Yeah, if he can make enough opportunity happen there for him,
Rage
Okay.
and
staying in
come
the
right
game.
here.
Nice.
I haven't been paying attention too closely to what Brian has been making happen. But I'm sure he's
not-
quietly been doing a lot of the
Yes,
same.
he's got quite a few
Bonds.
No, you're
cards for
Bonds.
his clan
I'm
upgrades.
Bonds.
So we see Bonds going there again with one person,
don't need to.
probably looking to potentially steal.
Get some glory
me.
using
Yeah.
some Loki strategy.
I see
I'm
Bonds gonna make-
fairly
he's gonna make
confident
heads
that
up.
is what Bonds is
We'll
doing. We
see.
knew that that's what she wanted to do if she could do it, and I feel
He's taking a
like
nap.
Okay.
So
she has done that pretty well in this
Nice.
first stage.
Bonds, I
Yeah,
like your
I have
style.
to say, if
I
that
also
happens,
am
we'll
going
see.
to
We'll have to
take
see
this
whether or
card.
not people
Good
will
job, I
counter
like
it.
that. I'm gonna
Because
do
it
that
is a
quest.
pretty strong route to victory.
You can have this.
All right.
Am I allowed to ask how many cards everyone has left?
Yes.
What is you have one
Bonds
card?
is now wanting to find out.
You have two
What's
cards?
everyone able to do right now?
You have no cards?
Oh,
Sound like Brian had 1, Hans
MJ's
had
out.
2, MJ has none.
I'm going to
Oh, we're
I'm
getting
going to
toward the end
pillage
here.
Muspelheim.
Here comes a pillage
Turn
with
order.
a much better pronounced territory than
may
we've been
Muspelheim. I'm going to pay
Join
attention to how the players are saying the areas. So this is an
Sure, she
area
would not
that
appreciate that.
we haven't talked about much
No,
yet.
we haven't. This is over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and she's
Hang out over
well,
there.
she
Oh,
was
M-
there all
Alright,
alone.
and it
MJ's
goes back
like
to
MJ's moving
turn
in.
order, and you may join her again if you would like. Alright, where do you want to go from?
Oh, it looks like Brian is also getting in on this action.
This could be an interesting
All
play
right, and
too.
then
If I understand
still,
the
there are
rules
2
correctly,
more open slots.
she could go in there with
and
one
2
person,
more over
lure
here you
enough
may
people
use.
in here, potentially
Okay,
still lose.
now play some cards.
Then no one is going to get
Let the
pillage
glorious battle
bonus.
commence.
No one else is, and she's going to continue to potentially run her Loki strategy.
I hear they have very good
It's very
brownies
interesting because a
in
lot of
this
people, now that they know that she's doing that, they're going to be expecting it. Maybe she has something else up her sleeve.
I would imagine in Age 2 there's
Alright,
going to be a lot of
turn
hate
the
drafting
cards
of
over.
Loki cards.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't see Loki's treachery coming. It happens. You have nothing to steal, but you bring lots to the party. So we have a 3 + 0 and a 4 + 5. 9 wins it.
Yeah.
So Loki's treachery would have stolen rage,
How many
but
points
from
you
what
get?
I just heard, it sounds like there was no
3
rage
points,
to
please.
take.
He's brown. The bear.
Not sure if Bonds was anticipating that.
All right.
or if it was
Then
an oversight.
you did not start.
Maybe
the
she
village,
was
so
more
it does
concerned
not
about
count.
getting that Viking into Valhalla.
True. True.
She has to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just want to make sure.
You pillage, you can
Let's
constantly rage.
see. I'm looking at Valhalla right now. It's looking like Bonds definitely has the majority of
It does
dead
appear
in there.
that way from what we're looking at.
It's
It looks like her ship's there, and 1, 2, 3,
You're so tired after this
4
part, you're
others.
gonna
It
have to
looks like
sleep
the
the
other
rest of
2 are a
round.
different
Two from
color.
Brian, I think, in
Yeah.
there, if I'm not
Yep,
mistaken.
that looks what it looks like.
I love it. All right.
And Brian specifically
I
mentioned us
like your
when we
style.
spoke with him before the game
It seemed like
that
a good
hate drafting
parade.
was
You had that to be
absolutely
an
going to be a
order.
thing in this game. You
Yeah.
gotta stop other people's.
I will spend
I'm guessing we're
rage.
going to
I will
see that
also
glorious
march.
death quest
my leader.
be revealed
will carry
off of
his friend
Bonds'
with.
board here.
'Cause it seemed like the
during
party
end
was
of this,
nice over here.
age. She's got it set. I don't
Are you
know
done?
if Brian is
And that
also
would be
going for
my
that,
turn.
because he's got
Thank
2
you.
there. But if he is, he's got some work to do,
Yes, he's certainly
or rather, some losing to do
Yeah.
in some regions.
some death to glory in.
Exactly.
Here's an interesting thing with Hans is he was telling us that of the Eric Lang trilogy, this was his least
I will
favorite
spend 1
until he
rage.
started playing it to learn it for this tournament and has decided actually it might
And
be
go
better than
to-
Rising Sun.
Yeah, and
Myrkulor.
I'm not gonna say it had anything to do with the fact that he had just won the
That
semifinal
might have had
table,
something to do with
but
it.
it might have had something to do with it. No, in all seriousness, I do think he was starting to appreciate the game on a different level. And it sounds like he's enjoyed the entire trilogy. But yeah, it sounds like Blood Rage might be taking the top spot for him. Looks like the action, is it on Bonds?
I am not let go of it yet.
we see that.
She's trying to decide. What is she doing? She lets go
You're squishing my head.
the piece.
I will go
It's
to
official.
Muspelheim because that made me angry.
What made you
Oh.
Muspelheim? The
Losing
brownies?
last battle.
Because you
Thank
heard
Did
how
it-
good their
did it
brownies
make her
were.
angry?
That is my
Interesting.
Thank you.
Okay, that
Go back to you.
sleep.
She
sleep.
hoping
Bonds
to-
Back
and
to me.
definitely seems
I
like
can now
she's
fix
playing
my
some head
moves.
games a little bit, or at least
I
trying
can't
to.
beat you there. You have it no matter what anyways. I will spend a rage to do a march action and go hang out in Myrkulor.
Oh.
Oh,
And that puts me
Milky.
at the naps.
MJ
what-
just said
what
it for
she
me.
said.
What MJ said. My favorite, old Mirkwood.
We're just gonna keep on the
Don't
the
be
mixing
too mad
of
at me.
properties.
I have 1 left.
So it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, does MJ have 2 units up in Myrkulor?
I think
And
so.
I think Bonds has 1.
And Bonds has.
I'll
Is that
spend
Bonds?
Is that a red or is
my
that a
last
brown?
rage.
Bonds is spending her last rage.
Moving to Idrisil.
Oh,
Oh,
Yggdrasil's
moving our
getting
unit
some
into
action.
Yggdrasil.
All right.
Now, of
They're
course,
all
all of the
ready.
other space on the board, you may have mentioned this, David, can
Okay.
only hold
I'm
as many
player 1.
units as they
wanna
have
go to that?
spaces for.
So,
And
what's the first thing I need to
Yggdrasil
do?
can
Get
hold
over
any
to do
number.
that.
Yeah, and
Discard down to
Yggdrasil's
1
always
card,
going to see
everyone?
some action like this, particularly there's some quests here from Yggdrasil, I believe.
Spent my cards efficiently.
Yeah, 6 points quest have the most strength in Yggdrasil. So
Also, if you start a pillage there and you win it, the bonus you get is you will get to go up on each of your tracks,
Clear 1.
which is pretty valuable.
It's not nothing.
It's not nothing. It's 3 somethings.
Before Ragnarok. I have 5. That's 6.
We're counting up some points here.
And I'll raise my rage by 1. I have another one.
So we are in the quest phase.
Ragnarok.
I like it.
And I'll raise my rage another one.
True Loki.
Wow.
That's right.
So
all
she's
Loki
raised
strategy.
her rage.
She now has it up
stat.
to 8, I believe.
Yeah,
so she'll have
and
more action points for next age.
Looks like she's sitting at 12 points right now anyway.
Bears?
Brian.
Bears.
Dealing quests here.
You didn't get Idris, though.
Go ahead and raise your stat by 1 though for your Manheim. Perfect.
For me,
You can discard your stats.
Alright.
we got
Let's see what Hans is revealing with his quests.
Nice.
and the yellow area.
Yep.
Oh.
Just wondering who had the other gray.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too.
Hellfire. I don't think you're wondering about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Ravens.
10 point.
2 to 12.
Blue.
Yeah.
So it looks like
Yes.
Hans just gained 10 points to currently tie with Bonds. Against the Hans and Bonds dynamic duo. I believe
See what
his
MJ
quests
does.
were one was strength based on his strength in Gimli, I
Yeah.
believe.
I assume so.
Okay.
That's where most of his strength lies right now.
I would go.
And he may have only had. Did he have more than one quest? No, he did.
Yeah, he
have
had a
2
second
quests.
one. I didn't quite
It
catch
looked like
what the other
Mannheim is
All right.
one of them, if I got a glimpse of it.
I
But I
had the
don't
other gray one. It doesn't
I
matter.
believe it was a Mannheim.
But
Is he the owner of the troll?
Yes, I
I
believe
also
so.
doubled up.
Nice.
Nice on that.
Alright, so it looks like
You
MJ
and
fulfilled 2
Jotunheim.
quests as well.
You're at 13.
So
I
everyone
am
kind of staying
yes.
out of each other's way a
2
little bit,
stats.
and they're really close to each
Rage.
other. It looks like
Bring more
MJ is
friends.
sitting at 13, Bonds and Hans are at 12, and if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken,
Brian is
Brian
at
is
8,
at
I
8.
believe.
Okay.
Discard those quests.
Pretty
I
close
feel
after the first
Ragnarok.
round. Now, in the first
So,
round of her previous
now
game,
this
MJ
goes
actually came out
according
with
to Steam.
25 points at
First
the end of
round?
the first age.
wow.
Yeah, and the rest of the table, I think, began to target her a little bit. Saw
Yeah.
a potentially runaway leader situation, but it's a little bit of a closer score spread here in this
Points to
game.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to
I
see.
got-
I'll be very interested to see
Uh,
how Brian
I
tries to
got
make up this gap
Game on board for
in
each
age
two
2.
Yes.
release.
Excellent.
They haven't released yet. Just you get 2 points for dying in Ragnarok. So go.
Oh
Too bad.
boy, alright, so
And I will
Merculor
get
has
4.
been destroyed with
So
Ragnarok.
I'm at 14.
Scoring
Four.
points for losing their
I will get
their
4.
units as they die in the
Join
glory
you.
of Ragnarok.
17.
Like a good Viking
Like
should.
a good Viking. It's
All
all
right.
about that
Now,
glorious death.
you release from Ragnarok.
You know, like Klingons.
Exactly.
To throw in another
From
IP.
Valhalla.
Yeah, let's match. If we can get
Someone
if-
keep track of
if
how
we can
many.
get Star
Gain
Wars
1 glory for each
involved, I
victory
think
released
we've
from Valhalla.
made it.
Alright, so the
3, 4, 5.
looks like our
and
point spread.
6. Go ahead and give Red 6 points. Take you
Wow.
20.
Oh,
Which
all
passed
right. So
Hans,
the
I
scoring
apologize.
wasn't quite done yet.
Yeah, and Bond's got 6 in there.
So now has pulled ahead a little of MJ of 20. MJ, of course, is
You
on
think she's gonna spend a lot more time
17.
there? You
Looks
have
like
a feeling?
Brian is still on 12.
No, I want
and
you guys
excuse
to
me, Brian is still
I
on
gotta
8.
see one.
And
Hans is on
like,
12.
Feel.
Big jump.
Big
Bonds
jump
and
from
Aiden.
You have
MJ
to
and
wash your hands
Bonds.
after this with that
Yeah.
much death. All right.
Okay, so
Let's
now
move down.
it's.
I think now we know
age
why
2.
they
Yep.
put some of
We already
their
shuffled and
Vikings
slid
in
all the
that
decks.
area at the end of the
So we
age.
should be
This
good.
will be interesting to
Can
see.
you
And we're
please
going
deal
on
them?
to the drafting phase of
Oh,
the
yeah, you don't
second
forget to
age
pass that.
here. As we do, Bonzinator's sounding the Viking horn.
pretty
That's
good.
my
Right.
signal to
And then
pick
this-
up the
Do I get
That's
to keep
right.
age 2 cards
No,
here.
you're not the first player.
Paula, would you like to look at some of the age 2 cards?
I would love to look at some of
There's
the age 2
all
cards.
of the battle
You'll
cards.
get
The
it back.
battle cards seem to
Are we
be
allowed
some of the
to
more
move
interesting
our
ones. I'm
rage
going to
back
take
up?
a look at what
Rage
monsters
back up.
we have here coming out in age 2.
Oh, this is interesting. You have Loki's backstab, excuse me. I wonder if we'll see that. If you lose, you know, steal 2 glory from the winning
You are only
player.
at 8 because
That's
so am I.
that's pretty serious.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see Bonzinator try to grab as many of those as she can.
Mhm.
Do you think we'll see the hate drafting happen happen. Because if you're
I
not
do.
playing the Loki strategy,
They're not for you.
I guess you could use that card
just
as a
had to
bluff and
remind you,
maybe try to
didn't you?
get a little
No, I appreciate it.
action
I
off the Loki strategy yourself.
Right.
But I'm not sure how.
It may not
I'm
be
sure we'll
super
come
useful
and
for
get it.
you, but I think these players, I don't know if they can continue to allow Bonzinator
No.
Thank you.
to get those Loki cards. It is, I believe, going to be too powerful for her.
Yeah, loss of points for her is just as good as points for them.
But I guess we'll see what they end up doing.
So the monsters we're looking at this round, we've got the Valkyrie coming out, we've got the Dark Elf, and the Fire Giant. The Fire Giant, I know, is a favorite of
Did you
some.
say Dark Elf?
Dark Elf.
I knew there were elves.
Wisely.
There's gonna be an opportunity for more Lord of the Rings comments for sure. But the Fire Giant, when this monster invades a province, destroy all enemy non-monster figures in it.
Because I've
So
lost
very similar
people
to the
chosen
troll in the
cards
first
because
round, but I believe a little bit stronger than the
That's
troll.
literally just like,
Some
you had no
very
strategy other than pick the
interesting.
pretty cards and you won.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now that's my strategy for a game. Just pick whatever looks pretty. That's very much how I play.
I mean, I gotta say, that's what I'd be doing. I look at these cards, and I'm a sucker for looking at a card and going, oh, well, that sounds like it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I might have fun when I play it, but it may not end up resulting in points for me.
We have some big, powerful cards. Tears, Rage, Smite, Crush, Smash. Those are all very powerful combat cards here. I'm very curious if we'll see any of Heimdall's Watch, where you discard all the revealed cards and gain glory equal to the strength revealed. So if someone plays a Tears Smite for +5 and then someone else plays their Heimdall's Watch, they gain 5 glory from that discarded card. It is a trap.
On YouTube, you get the
That is
Roblox
huge.
channel.
I'd be interested to see, too, if Bonzinator's
So you
able
have to look
to
up World
get
Series
Loki's
of Board
Eminence
Games.
played or drafted in this round.
It's
because
also,
Do we know
that's going to gain her
why
2
Roblox
glory
is WSBG?
when she releases from Valhalla, which would have been huge last round.
I think, too, this Heimdall's Watch might be a good way to counter this Loki's Treachery, which continues to go back into Bonz's
that's
hand.
true.
But if this card gets played, then Loki's Treachery is discarded.
7?
So
Yeah.
that's something Bonz is going to need to watch out for.
I assume she knows that, so we'll see how she plays with the Treachery
Can I
card.
look at this card here?
If it were me, I might hold on to that card until I've seen Heimdall's Watch come out and maybe not be in play anymore. Alright, looks like we're thinking in this drafting here. We're making their decisions.
Yeah, and it's a key to the success of this game in this draft that you're not going to potentially have all those cards like
That's
you
right.
mentioned earlier. So when you see all the cards come around, you don't really know whether or not another player took it or whether it just wasn't in there.
That's my Jeopardy song. I know it.
Yeah, so good.
Right at the moment, it looks like everyone at the table is
I don't
smiling.
wanna
I'm
say
seeing
we're all
Brian
waiting.
smile at some of this crosstalk, it looks like.
So I won't. Because we're not.
You're definitely not.
Nope.
How could you not have fun? Like I said earlier, I had the
That
chance to
counts.
play with MJ earlier this week, and it's just a good time. It looks like everyone's having a great time. Even the judge there is having a good time. That's our buddy Josh from Roanoke. He's come out here, and he's happiest when he's sitting next to a game of Blood Rage, if not happier when he's playing in it. This draft looks to be taking a little
more thought being put
time.
into. Now that I think everyone has a better idea of the strategy they think they're going for and what they think their opponents are
gonna
going
say
for,
we're
it's a
waiting
bit of
on
a
you.
harder
You should say
decision.
that
Yeah,
because
there's more
it's
information. There's more board
atrocious
states to
that you would
consider.
have
You're
to
taking a look at everything. You're taking a look at how people played the first
Right?
stage.
All right,
There's a
we're
lot
gonna
more to
do this.
consider.
Should you take that card you really want for you, or should you take the Loki card to keep it away
Should
from
have five,
Bonds?
right?
Exactly.
Oh.
See. Oh, that's such a good card.
So we've talked about a lot of movies,
Yeah, this one's
Paul,
good.
but we haven't talked about any Viking movies.
That's
You
why
got a
it took me
favorite
so
Viking
long.
movie? I'm putting you on the spot.
I can't think of a single Viking movie. What
Would-
about that animated one, Vikings? Was it called Vikings? Wasn't there that animated one?
I'm gonna say there is, but oh well, there you go. We're being told off camera
Off
here.
camera, they're saying, of course, you should be talking about Thor.
I'll give her Thor. I'm gonna take How to Train Your Dragon. Does that count? Is that what you were
Yeah.
thinking of?
Oh, that's what. Yeah, because I was picturing the girl with the blood.
Exactly.
Yes. How to Train Your Dragon is very good.
Right?
I want come on to start working on maybe a
We
How
should
to
have a
Train Your
Blood Rage
Dragon
movie.
themed version of Blood
Oh,
Rage.
we went the opposite
Yeah,
direction.
that's true.
But yeah, that
Both.
Blood Rage Junior, my first Blood Rage.
My first Blood Rage.
Do we,
In terms of playing with the real
Am I allowed
board,
to
this
look at this
was
cow?
Bonzinator's
Keep
first
it
Blood
separate.
Rage.
Just keep that separate.
It's true.
That still blows you.
was a
Yes.
We got more singing at the table here. I'm gonna guess it's MJ.
I'm holding back because I love that song. So you're welcome.
Never
everyone.
understood a single word he said, but I helped him pillage
I'm not familiar with that verse, but I like it.
You know. Now I wonder, with Brian sitting back there on 8 points, if he's worried at all about reaching that 175.
That's true. 3 ages, although we're going to see this build,
I
obviously.
think there's going to be, of course,
There's
a
a
lot,
lot
more
more
points to be
Yes,
had as we get into this second
This
age.
is indeed one of those games that builds and builds, particularly when it comes to the score. So I don't think anyone after this age is too concerned, although you have a point. With Bonds up at, what's she at right now? 20?
She's at 20, I believe.
20 to his 8. It could be... He's going to have to make a move in the second age
I
for sure.
think Brian will hate draft. I don't know if Hans will. Hans says he normally avoids the Loki strategy, and it makes me wonder if maybe he won't, even to keep it out of Bonds' hands, maybe he will pass up those cards and focus on his own strategy and hope that it's good enough
Discard mine.
to beat
discards.
whatever else is doing it.
I do think he may be a
thinking my
candidate
friend.
for that one card you
That's
mentioned
a tough
earlier,
pile.
though, to try to get that card out of play.
It's not Heimlich.
Definitely not
Heimdall's watch.
I want the Heimlich promo card for Blood Rage is what
That's
I
right.
want.
Joy to Utgard and Hogor.
I know.
Joy to the sea monster.
This is a
In the
very
deep blue
fun
sea.
group. It's nice to see people competing at this level also
Joy to you and
focusing on the fun that is board games, because what else is the reason really to play?
Absolutely.
Only one of these 4 people is going to win.
No, discards.
Exactly.
You know,
but
so
I
you
think,
might as well enjoy yourself while
All
you're
right,
doing
and I
it.
think all 4, based on our
so these all back
conversations with
over.
them, all 4 of these people are going to be happy for the one who does. In fact, I'd say that goes for the most part everyone I've talked to all
The
week.
score?
The Ravens on
We've
12.
had the chance to interview some people the day after they won their tables.
Flipped
And
over. We
some
are
of the
good to
nicest
go.
people,
Are
some
you
of those
excited
humble
again? Or you
people.
just go?
Uncle.
And
It
it's
sounds
like,
everyone's
with
been
you, it's
having a
hard to
great
tell.
time.
All right, I believe they have finished
Are
their
we
draft.
ready for play? It looks like people are setting their raids.
Let's see,
Valkyrie say?
see what people do.
Yeah,
in
she
a-
says,
This
dinosaurs!
player this age is Brian. You can tell, of course, because he has that horn.
And a
Yeah, that's right,
monster
we
came
just
in.
share.
I'm not sure what monster that is.
Well, I don't know what she
Let's
does.
see.
Gain 2
We're
glory
gonna have some
per
people from
enemy figure destroyed in a battle with this monster.
Yep.
Gain 2 glory per
Ah, it's
enemy
the
figure
Valkyrie.
destroyed. Oh, the Valkyrie. Who told us? Brian had this in his previous game and
Yep.
said the Valkyrie was very valuable for him. So we'll see. Maybe this is his strategy
This
to
is
start to
his
close
move.
this points
This
gap.
is his move. There's the card right there.
Mhm.
That would cost me.
What is that? 2 glory per enemy figure destroyed in battle?
Yeah.
It's
That's
wonderful
a
to
pretty
have, by
good
the way.
counter to Loki.
All right.
Because now it's a bit of a disincentive for Bonds to just sacrifice herself because it's going to give him two glory when she
So
does
she
it.
knows.
Yeah, certainly
She'll
not
yell
that
at you if you don't tell her what
territory,
it
but it's
does.
interesting. He
I'm
already
sorry.
has,
Yes.
from what I
So,
can tell,
this
it looks
clan
like he
card
has quite a bit of presence there already.
Keep my cards even if I win, but I have to pay 1 rage for each card.
Okay.
My hunch is he's
Alright.
going to be trying, if possible,
I-
to move that monster
I'm
around.
going to choose
So I think
to be
Hans
the
has
Lord
now
of
played
the
a
Axes.
clan
It will cost me
upgrade
2
that allows him to
because
keep
it's,
more cards in between
the
rounds,
leader
but he has to
card. It
pay
says
rage
whenever I
for it.
pillage
Ah.
successfully with my leader, I may raise one of my clan stats by 1.
Oh, and
Thus
I like
allowing
that
me to put my
upgrade
leader
for MJ.
on
Whenever
board. And
pillaging with her
because of the
leader, she can
Airbnb,
raise
he is going
a
to
clan
go
stat.
to Utgard.
Nice.
Kind of tempting.
It is. It's very tempting. The hills are alive with Vikings. It's your turn.
What's Bonds' play going to be
Didn't
here?
expect the Sound of Music reference, but I love it.
Looks like Bonds is
Tears
being
prowess
very
looks
thoughtful
like-
to start.
Yeah. Is that
Like-
what MJ just
Your
played?
card,
Tears
your
prowess?
most
No.
I
recent
believe
card
so,
says,
yes,
what again?
Tears prowess.
Tears.
That's
Oh yes, on the
already-
leader. That one's
If you
if you win a
successfully
battle
do it
You get
with
to
your
raise one
leader,
of your
so
clan
that
stats.
you
one
make
of your
any
clan
of your
stats.
revealed cards paying. Oh no, that's
Okay.
Oh, that's
I
Hans.
am going to
that's
spend
the one.
one rage
Yes, that's the one Hans played. Yes.
to
Yeah, I think.
move
Yes.
Thinking hard, I think.
this person at Angaborda.
Oh, she went there.
Oh, Angerboda.
Interesting.
Yes.
Now we know it's not Anger Boom.
Yeah, maybe we'll see Brian get exactly
You
what he
gotta
was
pass the card.
hoping for here. with
Maybe
that.
so.
Card we don't talk about. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
The card that shall not be named.
We don't have to read it.
And like many games like this, it's
You're
one
out.
of those things you can't just be familiar with the pieces and the cards you're taking.
Yes.
You have to be familiar
Hey,
with the
without
whole
rules,
thing.
we
So
have
anarchy.
I'm very interested to see that region get resolved.
There's enough anarchy with Valhalla.
And like, I don't mind reading it all through, but it does take more time. This leader is on the blue, right? Muspelheim? Okay. That's the one I really wanted last time. That was messed up.
You've been trying a few times.
That was a little messed up.
They have brownies. Remember we talked about this.
Oh my!
And he's bringing a friend.
Oh,
Just
now
said.
Yeah.
Brian's putting two figure. Oh,
You got to keep track of that.
One less.
oh, was there just a retcon that happened there?
Maybe a
Get
slight
worse.
one. He hadn't
It's
done
got to
it
get worse.
quite
You ready?
Muspelheim's coming.
You ready? You ready for it to get worse?
What?
He's going for a walk.
Uh-oh, MJ thinks
Dude.
Brian's about to.
They have brownies.
Wow.
Dude.
Oh,
So he moved.
Brian
Now
is
they have
moving in.
all brown
Never
figures.
out of there.
It is owned by the Bear
Interesting.
Clan.
You know what? Maybe that was his plan all
Yep.
along.
Right.
Putting it there because he had presence there already, so that he could use the movement to move them all into
Mm.
this
Keep
other
it safe.
territory that had
But don't
more...
keep it secret
Keep
because we're
people
playing
out
a
of it.
public game.
Yeah, he's got that completely locked up, right?
And nothing's
Yeah,
safe.
I
It's
believe
Vikings.
it is all of the spaces in
Safe or safe,
Muspelheim
except Valhalla.
are
You're
What do you
gonna pillage.
pillage?
Where you gonna pillage, my
Brian's.
friend?
Yeah. I'm
Up
gonna
there.
look through these cards to see what he's
You
up
are
to.
the only one that has the option to join,
Looks like Hans is
either from
pillaging with the troll.
Yggdrasil or from. Can't see because your hands in the way. Argamona. All right, and then it comes
Everyone's
back on the table, and
vacating.
you still have an option,
I think
making it 2 versus 2.
I think that's
She
what
joins.
maybe he was trying to lure Bonds in there so that she had to burn some time and rage to move out into another territory.
Right.
Not yet.
Well,
Oh, she's trying to
Sorry, the
decide if she's
AP
actually
is
going to put
strong with this
2
one.
of her
Okay.
figures in,
Okay.
and she has. She's taken her hand off
Alright,
of the
pick a
piece, so
card.
it's official.
Interesting.
This is what power?
2.
I get the feeling everyone's
versus
going to be
2.
just running away from her, maybe leaving her in territories all by herself.
Mm-hmm. So right now they're evenly powered. The troll has 2 strength, and of course each of Bonds has 1, I believe. So that's 2 versus 2, and now
With
we'll
an
add
axe.
whatever they pay, whatever cards they play, those strengths too. So we'll see
You want my
if
rage?
Bonds is going to sacrifice again, or if she's going to pivot here to
well, it
something
is your
else.
turn. You did choose, so I think in turn order you play the card first.
Is that? Well, I think it's simultaneous.
Simultaneous, but
Well, some question
Seems to be a
here
rules
about
question.
when cards are revealed.
I believe it's the player, not the active player.
There you go.
I think they're meant to
Select
do
all cards.
The active player.
simultaneously.
He goes away.
That's true.
Oh, Loki's treachery is leaving the game,
Now play another card.
I
He did it.
believe. He
Wow,
did
she's
that
staring
with
I
right
think
through
that's
your
what
head, by
happened.
the way.
It may be exactly what we
Yeah.
were talking about
Heimdall's
earlier.
watch, I
didn't see the
believe,
card
came
long
in, and
enough.
now Loki is so baited.
really like that
Perhaps
card.
Bond stepped into a bit of a trap there, or maybe she was just ready to move on.
She wouldn't be
Yeah,
able
Be
to.
like, ready to move on.
Yeah.
I'll just get rid of
what's
this
your
now.
card say?
Yeah, there's a little talk at the
If
table
you
about
lose,
whether or
still
not
two
she
glory
has
from the
another
winning
one,
player.
but
No, not the glory.
She has the
it's
other Loki
probably
card.
unlikely.
Glory.
I
Not
can't
the
imagine
glory.
everyone's going to let her get to.
Glorious glory. Where's
Unless
she
it was
out
in
there?
her
Am I
hand
on-
at the first of the draft.
I'm on 18 or
Oh, you
17.
can't.
'Cause
We're
I'm on
being
both right
told.
now.
Oh yes,
Can
so
only
that's the
keep
one
one.
she kept from the first age.
Ah,
She can only keep one. So if she had a second one, she wouldn't have been able to keep it.
You were at 3.
I was at
You got
3.
10 from your 2 green
Looks like
cards.
I got a little score check.
And then I
Then
died
you got
twice in
4.
Ragnarok.
Then you got 4 from
So
your
I'm on
back.
17. Perfect.
Yes.
At least you had a bad memory.
Apparently not.
It's a ploy. All right, so you're gonna win.
I'm gonna win, but I'm gonna lose 2 gold.
Yep. First, death.
Yeah. Actually, first.
First, you're gonna use that, but she's also going to die in the process.
Yeah, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, that is correct.
Get some more points.
So she's still
Going
selling
to
some to
rest in
Valhalla,
the fields
but
of
they did
Valhalla.
get rid of her treachery card.
And now, how many
Yes,
points?
because they had to play
6
new
points,
combat
you steal
cards.
2.
Anytime those watch
She
discards,
steals
whatever
2
was
from
played.
you.
So they had to play
She's gonna
new
get 4
ones.
points. She's gonna get 2 points.
Right.
Uh,
So I'll be on
she does
16.
still die, but she doesn't get the
then-
benefit of
22.
Loki's treachery.
There you go.
Wow. I'm gonna save it.
But I'm
You
going to
discard
guess
that. I'll
that
take that. Are
Vaughn's
you gonna save it?
is
Even better. Look
anticipating
at
that
that.
happening at one point or
I
another.
imagine, yes.
Nice. Are you done?
And of course, there are new Loki cards
Asking
in
that.
Age 2, so we'll see if she ended up with any
Yeah,
of
we'll
them.
see if she got
Well,
one of the
that makes it
backstab
much
cards. I
easier.
can't imagine
I'm
anyone
going to
let her
pillage,
have that,
and
but
no
if
one
she
is
started with it in
contesting
the
me.
draft, I guarantee
And
you
she would have
took
taken it. Mm-hmm.
I will get this. My horns. And because I pillaged with my leader successfully, I get to raise one of my stats by 1. I will raise.
MJ making use of
I'm a
her
rageaholic.
clan upgrade, I believe.
All right,
Yeah.
then I will pass this.
Rageaholic.
Trying to see what her stats are at right now.
It's difficult. Someone quick. Someone run in there and tell MJ to move her arms. Okay, it looks like she's got 4 upgrades on the rage.
And then
So that's
one
at
on
9.
axes.
Only 1 on axis. She only has 3 there. And then horns, she's up to 7, I believe.
Whoa.
I'm going to do a monster upgrade.
Okay.
For 1 rage. This monster may invade Yggdrasil. Has 3 strength in Yggdrasil.
Oh.
And so I immediately put it there.
You may.
What monster are
You're gonna
we
be hitting.
looking at there?
The Dark Elf, I
Nice.
believe. I think that's the Dark Elf. Who can
So
It
when you're
is.
done with your turn, what you
has
do?
strength of 3, win in Yggdrasil, and can invade there now.
I'm just
Yeah,
casually
otherwise
looking
it's
on
just
my
a
cards.
one.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you know what? I think I'm done now.
So the card
I'm
that
just
shall
gonna
not
slide
be
that over.
named.
I'm gonna slide it over.
It's Dark Elves coming into play.
Oh, nice. Very uncontested.
Brian is now
You came
having
for the
an
brownies.
uncontested
You
pillage.
stayed for the rage.
They were delicious.
Yeah, very uncontested.
That's the
with only his
the
units
new
there.
key term for Blood Rage. I came for the
Yeah,
brownies.
that
I
makes me
stayed.
feel like we're going to ultimately see a quest card from Brian with that territory.
This is all over at 11 o'clock. We're going to do the ring presentations. We'd like to recognize the finalists. If you could all stay on.
Of course.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Looks like we're getting an official time check
Please.
here.
I'm going
Dead by
to
I know. I was like, wait, what?
village right here.
I don't know what time
Okay.
it is right now.
All right, so
And they're
we're
doing their
doing
ring ceremony, I
Village
believe, for this
out of
game
everyone at the
tonight,
table,
as
you are the
opposed to
only
in the
one who is
morning.
adjacent
So they're
and
coming in
join
to say,
the
hey,
blood
you know, whoever wins this, you get your ring tonight. And those
Match,
rings
match.
are really beautiful.
The rings are amazing, and this week we've already seen,
Oh,
I
and-
think, a couple players, right?
No, she doesn't
Get
have ring, but
2?
she can steal points from you.
Yes.
so
in
we'll split-
fact,
split.
And she'll get points
who
for
was it? Bonds, I
releasing
believe,
from Valhalla.
in her semifinal game
And you just
of Blood
give them
Rage,
points.
was going up against our 2-time winner. It won
So
why are you wanting me
Dominant
to join?
Species
Because he gets
Marine
points for
and
it.
Great Western Trail.
Wow.
And,
Yeah,
A lot of points.
defeated
I have 8
him
points for
in the
winning,
Blood
but I
Rage
can-
game to get to
you
the
can steal
final. I think
2
she
from
felt
me.
pretty proud of that.
Yeah, it's
A
pretty
fair
amazing.
deal.
and it really shows
Beat him points. It's a fair
the
deal.
sort of the competitive
Out
level,
of your action.
levels that we're
I can only
talking
do
about here.
one when he's over
If
here.
you can go into multiple different games and end up coming away with a ring, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Or I can defeat with uncontested. That's fine.
And
Either or.
uncontested, you don't get 8 points.
No points.
No.
Well, he'll get 10.
If
in the long run.
uncontested, I don't get my 6 point. You don't get your 2 points.
So yeah, no
That's
points.
the truth.
We're
Not-
talking
not
about
just me getting
uncontested
3
pillages and how the points work.
Yeah, there's a question about the points at the table.
That's
That's a reference
Way
to
too
the
hard.
judge at the table to see.
Do you
what
want to
the
give him
answer
6
is.
points or not?
You want to have 2 points?
Mm.
For free?
Sounds like almost a
action
negotiation
at all?
over points
It
happening.
does sound
gonna
like
pass?
there's some
Yeah,
point
it's a very good first
negotiation,
game,
the
right?
social game coming in.
Okay. All right. So
So-
uncontested.
Yep.
And then pass the card.
We'll talk about the card.
Well, he hand signaled
I know.
twice.
I
so
know.
was just
I
helping him
know.
out.
The card is like Bruno.
More like the first roll fight.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, and it looks like we have another of our previous winners, Phil Cottrell, who I
Yeah.
believe we interviewed the
We
other
did.
day, has a chance to be a 2-time ring winner tonight in Settlers of Catan.
Wow.
All right.
So that's
So I am
amazing.
going to spend
2
3.
competitors
Thank
It
you
really
who
for
is
might win
amazing.
2. Those are, I wouldn't want to be in a semifinal game with
Such
them.
a good card.
I mean, to be fair, I
To
wouldn't want to
bring
be
my
in a
friend the Fire
semifinal game with
Giants
any
to
of
the
these
party.
people.
Whoa!
Oh, who do we have here? It looks like
MJ is
Fire
thrilled about this card.
Giants.
Played it down, said such a
Whenever
good card.
This monster invades a province, destroy all enemy non-monster figures in.
Uh-oh, is this
Uh-oh.
certainly... Well,
We're
it
going to move
can't-
in and destroy all enemy figures that aren't monsters. Oh. Hans.
Hans cannot be happy about that.
3 Vikings removed and sent to Valhalla. That
Hopefully Hans can
hurts.
convert that into something for himself, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, obviously he had to know that the Fire Giant was a
Nope,
possibility.
not gonna fix it.
That's possibly why Brian had set himself up in that territory the way he did. Just so he could be protected, so he could keep his people out there.
I'm gonna
And like I said,
Yeah.
I can't imagine we're not going to see a quest card associated with
and
that.
put it in.
That's such a good point.
I'm
Fill in all the
Dakota.
spaces. No one can come here and wipe me out. Especially if he saw that card in the draft and passed it up and
Exactly.
says, someone's going to have this. Someone's going to take it. It's not me. I'm going to protect myself against it.
Nice.
Can't remember if we've missed it, but has MJ's ship come into play at
I
all?
haven't had to remind you.
I believe they had
Pillage down
they had
there?
a
I have
pillage
to keep it
earlier in
alive.
Age 1, but I don't think any other action down there since.
Maybe it was an uncontested pillage down there.
Hans is thinking about his turn.
Yeah, this is the sound of battle. It's the sound of thinking of battle. Reminiscing.
Does still sound like a lot of fun at the table, but I do think we're going to start to see more and more serious, sort of tense play.
I think there will be, yes. It's already happening just a little.
It is. I can really taste it right now. with
Starting to get a
Hans's
little
turn.
trickier.
With my
Oh!
Great shot at the action there.
Yeah. All right. Looks like Hans invading
okay,
Horger.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. Sounds good.
Sitting on, it
I
looks like 4
would
rage
do
left for
a
Hans,
March
3 for MJ.
Hans has quite a bit left.
5, I think.
What's
Yep,
that guy worth?
as does
4.
Brian,
Yeah.
I believe.
Mine's a 3.
Correct. You can have this card.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I was worried about you over here, and I was thinking about
We
that
have to
3 dog
wonder
dice.
if MJ is going for some
One is
glorious
lonely.
death here.
It's possible. We'll see.
So I'll join you in yonder city.
So what have we got in the
I'm
edge
gonna
or so? I
pay
think I missed that. But the
1
Fire
rage.
Giant is in there. With
Oh, I think
Bonds'
MJ moved.
monster.
Yes, MJ moved in to where the Dark Elf was, and that's what I caught. I was like, what are they talking about? But it's the strength. So
Invade
MJ's monster had a strength of 4, and the Dark
Ungeboda.
Elf has a strength of 3 in there right now.
Interesting.
It's going to be super exciting and play.
We got an arena combat in there with 2 of the monsters.
Quest.
That's right.
Ooh, looks
work.
like
There's that quest.
Brian's played down a red quest.
We really need like
I said earlier, I think everyone at the table knows exactly where
barrels
that
of
quest is
shine.
going to
Oh,
happen.
right.
like
I guess it's
something-
red. A
whatever
red quest.
they
It's red
bring.
because it's the back of the H2
Yeah.
Or like
card.
the
I
wooden
know
barrel
everyone.
cups, Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, game theory.
I think
needs
that's
to
the first
widen
quest
up
of
a
the
little
age that's been played
tad.
down.
It looks like it, but this is where we're going to start seeing it. Although, like you said, there's still a lot of rage on the table.
Another
Whoa,
tiny
whoa,
little
whoa,
border.
I think Hans is going to have to make some moves here.
Get it.
Yes. I mean,
Is it too late to the party?
Brian's quest has to be for the most
Oh,
strength
thank
in
you so much.
Jotunheim, right?
Yeah.
Has to.
I know nobody saw this
I
coming.
mean, quite frankly,
At all.
he doesn't have anything else on
But
the
I'm gonna
table as
pillage
far as
out
I can
yourself.
see. I don't know who that is down in
So as the player directly to my
Holgar.
left, you
It
Because we're
looks
now all
like-
That's Hans, I believe.
Hans.
may move somebody in to
Did
join
he
our
just place
party.
there? I think so.
I will move.
Okay, looks like we are
Okay.
having pillaging going on near
Next.
Yggdrasil.
Well, we can tell that
The
Bonds
Bears.
wants to hold on to Yggdrasil.
Oh yeah, of course she's gonna
Yeah.
join.
But now
the
it's a
party.
party.
What's her thing?
She gets points for everybody that dies
Valkyrie.
in battle.
Oh,
Yep.
nice move.
Remember, that's the 2 glory per enemy figure.
Very nice move by Brian.
All right, my friend.
Yes. Again, remember, he said that was a very valuable
Should.
card for him in his previous game.
Yeah, as long as he can stay close.
mean,
if
right
he-
now,
especially
it's
if he thinks
pretty close,
Yggdrasil's where
actually.
things are going to go down. And no matter what territory he's in with that monster, he can always
This
jump
guy's
into the
outfit
fray.
though is winning.
I know, right?
I mean, it's facing right towards the
Hans
camera.
is moving in.
Let's go to a party.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure nobody knows
big,
that.
big
Is
news
that
happening here.
Did
No,
Hans
that
just
is not
say
a
a
leader.
That's
party?
that's a
Like, I
onesie.
think
You know
that's
what,
the
though?
most we've heard out of
You know
Hans
what?
in terms
This
of tabletop.
Is
Yeah.
a leader.
Oh heck no.
Oh boy, now MJ's leader has come in.
On
Now
to
I
you,
believe if MJ wins this with that leader, she gets to go up on one of her tracks here.
Yep.
Can't remember which one, but one of them.
And MJ's got to have the numbers right now.
She gets
Got
to choose
spicy up
which,
in here.
which is why I can't remember
All
all
three.
of them. Well, you get all 3 if you win.
Yggdrasil.
That's from the token bonus.
Pass for
Yeah,
now?
but you're right.
Okay.
I think her leader has,
She has
an
a
upgrade.
she has an upgrade.
She'll still get a little bit more. Oh, that'd be a big move
I will.
if she can make
join
it
the
happen.
party.
Oh,
Wow,
and she
this
brought
is
more.
a
She
lot of
everyone
figures.
wants it. You know what? Everyone wants it but Brian, because Brian's just going to sit
No.
there and he's going to take all that
4,
glory
5, 6,
from
7, 8.
everyone
Yeah,
else
he's
who
like,
dies.
great,
Yes.
all y'all die because my Valkyrie is
Okay,
gonna bring
Only
me
8
those
when you look
sweet,
at it
sweet
this
points
way.
from it.
Then I pass.
Okay.
That's a good move.
I'll pass.
And I
Passing.
can't do anything but pass.
All right, it's
All right,
time to
pick a
see
card,
what.
pick a card.
Now, of course, they have to play a card, even if they don't have a combat card. They have to play a card. So you can do that
Yeah,
to
well,
bluff,
it's got-
or maybe you
it's gotta
don't have
have all
anything
4
else to
players
play.
there.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be a
So-
battle card. You
Right,
can place,
correct,
you
yeah.
can just put any
That's
card
right.
down and just get into everyone's head.
Viewers at home are feeling the same way. All right, flip them over.
All right,
Yeah.
What have we got?
all right. Looks like we
I got
do
some-
have lots of
There's the other
combat.
Loki's treachery.
Oh,
All right. What's your say?
Before comparing strength, each player chooses to destroy all but one of their figures in battle.
Perfect.
each player
I'm
chooses
gonna
to
choose
destroy
those two.
all but one
That
of their
looks like-
figures
Alright,
in
good.
battle.
One of these guys is feeling
It's
a
got
little
Wow.
plus 1 strength and it has that ability, which is
Wow.
pretty.
Valhalla E.
Although, did Brian play that?
All right, now we can play the strength.
I get points for
Yes, because they died in battle.
Think so.
6.
Interesting.
Yep.
That is interesting. Does that count for
And
his
then you're about to get some more
Valkyrie
points.
I
power?
don't know.
I
Unless
believe
you
it
have some
does. I believe it does. So
Cards
yeah,
to
go
play
on and
because
get
if
him out of
the
there.
White
Okay.
back order may be played now.
Well, then, kudos.
Should have already been.
Oh, before, because it said before comparing strength, you are correct. All right, so I win.
You win.
I like that.
Congratulations.
No, let's say that again a little bit louder. We look at the cameras.
Lord,
No, because you all said you win.
Now what- yes,
Congratulations, and I
what
appreciate
Is
that.
the
Let's
card
see.
that
Guys,
Hans
thanks
played,
to the
was it a
Academy.
Loki card?
Yggdrasil.
Oh, okay.
There's no academy in
Looks like it's a
So you're gonna
plus
get to
0.
4 more points.
Might be Loki's back.
Oh, I think that's
Yeah,
what
I'll have
Hans
my
played.
Yes, you get 1, and you get 2 points, and I get.
Yeah,
one
it
of
does
each
look
of
like Hans
these.
played a Loki's card.
So I'm not scoring points yet, just to make sure. So because we want to make sure you lose 2, right?
I'm gonna lose 2 in a
Okay.
second because I have to
Okay.
I have to raise these before I get points. And here's the question I have. Okay. I started
There
the
was a
battle
Loki's
with my leader.
treachery from age 1 that got played
I
down.
successfully pillaged when my leader was there to
Interesting.
begin
Hans.
with. He's dead now.
He's dead.
Interesting,
doesn't
who
count.
I
It's
said
the fire
wouldn't
test.
take a
Okay,
Loki
works for
card
me.
because he said he
Okay,
wouldn't.
So how many points?
He
does yellow
Loki'd
get?
us in
He-
our
Yellow is
play
going
He
to
interview.
did
get
indeed. What a
four.
That
trickster.
was treachery.
So we'll be
It's
at
interesting too
21,
because he was able to
and I'll
take
be
the
at
treachery
24.
card away from
Okay.
Bonds, and now he's the only
You get
one
4
with
total.
I
it.
get 4, and
That's
then I'm
right.
gonna lose what, 2?
Yeah, so it goes to.
I get to
So we've got some points.
Next.
Oh,
You get to
some
bring a friend.
no, I
Yeah, I
can't.
got
Oh,
glory
you don't have
being
enough?
lost there.
Didn't bring the big helmet.
I gotta say,
That was
I'm
my
reading
turn.
Hans's
Here, have this wonderful
That
thing.
was a big
the
fight.
degree to which he's being a little bit more
Oh, the
vocal
card,
right
yes, mine
now.
go away.
Feels confident.
Y'all get your
Mm.
yours.
He's not. I mean, he's in last place at this very moment.
I resolved that
Doesn't
card.
mean he'll stay
Yes.
that way.
No.
Very nice.
So So after this last little points shuffle that happened here, it looks like Bonzinator is on 24.
Lighter,
MJ's on
cleaner.
19. Brian is on 18. Has
Little less
definitely
plastic
came
on the
up
map.
10 points
Yeah.
since our last
Lot
score
more
check
blood,
here.
though.
And Hans is on 16, I believe. Still a pretty tight spread.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gonna-
It's become much tighter than it was. That was a big battle.
Yes, that was pretty huge.
1 rage. Actually, I have a leader too.
It'll be interesting to see if people are able to achieve as many of the quest cards as they did in the first.
Yeah, will everyone be able to get? Because I know they're aiming probably to get 2 done every age. Will they be
Absolutely.
able to?
I don't know.
No, that's
I
a big
think-
thing we'll have to see.
I would like to see. It'll be interesting to see anyway if Brian is the one who comes out on
I'm gonna
top
play
with the
quest
quest this
card.
round.
Yes.
Bonds is playing a quest card.
Stars decision you made.
All right.
And like I said earlier, I think when you're playing a quest card, it's got to be at a point at which you feel fairly confident in it, or maybe just hopeful. Oh,
Looks like
How
interesting.
many cards do you have left?
Brian just made a big
And you?
move.
3 up in.
He
Five.
went from Muspelheim over to Ilungar.
I try to keep mine wherever you can see my
Yeah, that one.
With his
I
troll.
said it earlier, and then I immediately forgot.
And
I forgot it.
Oh no, that's Hans's troll, right?
I believe
Well,
so.
I'm just
Yes.
thinking about his turn.
Hmm.
What's your leader's favorite color? It better be red.
It's
MJ.
definitely red.
What's your leader's favorite color? What's your leader's favorite color, David?
What about
My
what
leader's
is your
favorite color? I'm just gonna go with player color, and that's one I've inherited, and that's yellow.
like in a game, or do you
Yellow.
not care?
Yeah, it
No,
wasn't my
I'm
player
big fan of
color
orange.
to
Orange
begin with, but
noticed.
it's what I always was
I bring
left
a lot
with.
of orange to the
And I
party.
just kind of inherited it.
No.
What about you?
So
Purple,
right,
which
and
is not a player color that's available in
Black.
most games.
his peoples are
More and more,
I've seen
thank
more
goodness.
games recently with purple.
Oh
The
no!
salt, the salt.
From the beginning.
Oh yeah, Hans is starting to I think relax a little
Hans
into
is
what
getting
his
into
strategy
it.
is.
I can only imagine that means he's feeling
just
more
something that is
confident with what's going on,
contrasting
which is
and
interesting because
Yeah.
he had to have been reeling a
All right,
little
I
bit
am
from
going to spend my last
losing
one
those
rage
units in
for his charm.
Gimli.
Loki's
Yes, they all just got
giving me
wiped
2
out.
points.
But he's placed another
for
one
each
out
one
on
of my
Horger, so.
Vikings I released from Valhalla.
Okay.
Then I'll pass this thing.
How many cards
Is
do you have?
MJ out of rage? Yes. I guess that big battle.
MJ's out of rage.
They're
Looks
really
like
good cards,
Bonzinator
though.
still has a fair amount.
Like whatever you're worried about, they're
Brian
probably
has
that.
some. Hans is down to 3.
Fear them.
I don't know. I wonder,
Let them lose.
should MJ be
sleep for
nervous
you.
about being out of rage so much earlier than the rest of the players, or do you think it balances out because of winning that big battle in Yggdrasil?
I assume she
am
hopes
going
it balances
to
out in that respect,
pillage.
but I would have to agree,
I'll get both
based
up.
on most games that I've played, if I'm out
So,
of actions
we
to
go
take
to
and everyone else still has
Air Clan.
actions to take, you just better cross your fingers and hope the board state is the way you want it in the end.
Yep.
Now, of course,
I mean,
she can still
This
join
looks like so much
in pillaging if someone else initiates it,
I wanna
as
try.
she's
True.
doing right now.
Yeah.
Perfect timing, MJ. Thank you.
You two are so
Uh,
extra.
So there's still the possibility of,
Okay.
you know,
Keeps going around.
of
Oh.
earning
You get a
things and
chance, 'cause
doing
there's still
things
an
that
opening.
way, but
Absolutely.
she just
No,
can't
I
initiate
have
it.
Underneath the
nothing
crushing
else.
hammer.
I'm
if you
not a
got it, you
fan
don't.
of the
So the
monsters
Bear Clan
joining
can
this
hide
party.
out underneath
Yeah.
the crushing of the hammer if you would like. You have 3 here
I
and
can't
1
remember,
here.
what is the troll's strength?
All right,
I'm
and
gonna
everybody
guess
else
I think it's
has
2.
at this point.
Okay.
Troll is
just
2.
because
Fire
it's
Giant's in
easy.
there with what? 4,
How many
right?
points is
4.
gone?
If you had to guess,
That's big.
what do you think mine be worth?
I can't see your board.
It's 4. It's always
It's
4.
4?
It's been
Okay.
4.
Again, they're talking about what we're talking about at the same time. We're in
And
sync.
3.
Ghosts.
Okay. 4, 2, 1, 1.
Yep.
Little math being handled
Plus
at the table.
this
I'm gonna
card
guess
right
we're gonna see
here.
some cards here that are just gonna add some pure strength to this battle.
Again, I think it is showing a little that
glorious card
Bonzinator's
Of
practice
gloriousness.
in this game has been in a digital version where stats are
handled for you.
Handled
Yeah.
for you.
Always a
And
big
now
help.
in this physical version,
Yes,
she's
sure.
having to look. But
Mine's
something
terrible.
she wanted to mention was that she practiced a lot with her friend Meeple Conrad.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And was
Oh.
feeling
Okay.
super grateful to
Ready?
him for the tips he gave her, the practice
glorious
that he
card of
helped her with,
glorious.
and for
It's a
believing
glorious
in her
card.
to help her get to this point.
Yeah, it was a really nice story that she shared with
was.
us after the semifinals.
And it's important to have someone like that. Hans was,
Steal 2
I
glory
believe it
from
was
winning
Hans
player.
who was saying, you know, I didn't want to.
Calculate.
So we have 2 plus 6.
I think it was Hans who was saying I didn't want to
We have
practice
4
it
plus
too much because
nothing.
I didn't want to annoy my
We have
friends.
1 plus
Yes,
0.
Hans did
and 1
mention
plus
that
1,
because
so
Hans
Our Hammery
plays
boy
with a
wins
group
the
of
fight.
friends, and if he uses the Loki strategy too
They
often,
don't want to play.
they don't want to play.
So that's why he was like, that's why I normally avoid it. My friends don't like it.
Instead of 8.
But this is the World Series of Board Games,
Yeah,
David.
that is true, and I never have that problem, by the way. No one doesn't want to play with me because I always win.
Me
If
either.
anything, it's because I don't offer any sort of challenge whatsoever.
And then I'll use
Look how full Valhalla is
Nice.
this round.
Wow.
That is a lot of.
I mean,
Dead
there's a couple
Vikings.
monsters in
There's
Valhalla.
some-
You know it's
yeah.
a party when there's monsters in
And
Valhalla.
I'm going to take
That
my
Valkyrie
lyrics to
got
a song.
taken out
Take
so
yours back.
quickly.
But it's so glorious.
I'm a little surprised that Brian allowed that to happen.
Yeah, so it looks like while we were talking, Hans must have won that battle because his troll's still standing.
Ah. And yeah, it's very possible with
I
all
wonder
these
what
figures
his
in Valhalla,
quests
someone is
are.
going after a Valhalla quest.
Yeah, I gotta imagine we're gonna see a couple of those
Maybe
quests pop up.
some points
Nice.
scored from all of
I'm
those
taking a
dead
nap.
Vikings.
I mean, there's certainly a couple players
Oh,
that
I'm asleep.
qualify for
Dreaming
glorious
about
death.
glorious
You got your
battle.
little boat person over there.
My little Bodie McBoat face. I have 0 rage though, so I'm taking it.
I think I heard this earlier. I definitely heard it again just now. It sounds like MJ has dubbed her boat Bodie McBoatface.
Of course, yes. A classic boat name.
Oh yeah, especially for Vikings.
It's
my quest.
Your
Sorry.
quest card. The one you put there just a second ago.
I thought you were requested.
So Hans
Forgot
puts out
what
a
he did.
quest card. It
I'm
looks
going
like
to
everyone
take
but
my
MJ has a quest card
leader.
out. And it
Well,
looks like
it's
MJ's
made
not going to
what's
have a
behind-
quest
Are
card out.
those
For free?
what
Because
are
of-
those not quest cards right above MJ's player
Oh,
board?
maybe.
Perhaps she's played them up
maybe
there.
she's played them up there.
Oh, MJ
got good
has a
brownies in
glorious
Left
death that
Oh,
she
we
can't
talked about
play,
this.
you're thinking.
It's not in the
Because she ran out of rage, maybe.
There's
Take
Brownies
the
in
action.
Left
So she,
behind?
you're
Wow,
right.
that's
She
what you were
has those
fighting for the whole
quests,
time.
wasn't able
Oh,
to capitalize
No,
on it.
No,
Oh, okay, just because you're
There's
Viking
another
and that's what you
Airbnb
do.
over
If
there.
that's the case, that's going to be a bit of a
That
blow.
hurts a little, yeah. I think that's a big blow to MJ's game, I think.
Yeah. I have a hunch that at the end of Ragnarok in this age, we're going to see MJ bringing up the rear potentially, and I think we're going to see Brian having made a move. I also don't think, we'll have to see if Bonds
I will
makes a
play
big
another
jump,
quest.
but her pace is definitely slowed down,
Yes.
at least during the play of the second phase.
Yes. Oh, she's just played another quest now, so.
Oh. Now, does that mean she has 2 quests, or she hedged her bets and is doing the second, but maybe not the first?
Yeah.
Take your own nap.
And if I remember correctly, playing a quest is free, but you have to have rage, right?
Yes, you cannot do a free action if you are out of rage. Looks like Brian is out of rage now as well. So it's down to Hans.
So
The
Hans is
Hans and
thinking
Bond
about
show
what
once
he's
again.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, MJ
Well,
could,
you
you get to keep
have
that
a
one
lovely
card
neighbor over
every
there.
age.
Yeah.
Just one from the previous age,
You
so
could
she
hold
could
on to
choose
it.
to hold on to the Glorious
he's
Death
trying to-
quest.
Yeah, that is possible. I don't know. It depends
I'm
on what
going
other cards
to
she has.
pass.
If there's a powerful card that could be
Okay.
played to help tilt things in her favor, I don't know if a quest would be one to hold on to.
Card, please.
All right, now see how many more
They've,
things Hans and Bonds do.
yeah, they've definitely gotten into the rhythm of skipping over MJ.
Mm-hmm. Oh, looks like Bonds
I'm gonna
is doing
pay 1 rage.
some consideration here.
Yeah. You can
And
feel
go
the
to
thought, really,
Muspelheim?
at the table in these games. All right. So I'm guessing that has maybe a little something to do with her quest, unless she thinks that a pillage somewhere else, if there's still one to do, might let her move in
It's the blood of your enemies.
somewhere else.
Now, can we tell here? I'm having a hard time telling on the board. Which of these areas is going to be destroyed in Ragnarok this round?
So that looks like it's going to be one of the top regions. I can't tell which
At
one.
some point.
Oh, yes. It looks like it's going to be the one we have so much fun pronouncing.
Isn't that one already destroyed now?
Oh, it is
Just a
destroyed.
2-minute break or so.
I'm gonna use one
Is it going to be? Oh, is it going to be Angerboda?
Yeah.
I believe.
Angerboda.
And worked hard to say it right for all of you at home. Anger boom. Anger boom goes down in a fiery rage.
Going to drop the boom on Anger boom. Sorry, Eric Lang, and everyone involved.
I almost just apologized to the people watching.
I'm going to pay 1 rage.
And Vikings everywhere.
And put 1 in Utgard.
Bond's definitely making some late age moves for sure here. So she's down by herself in Utgard. I'm guessing she's got a quest in Utgard and a quest in Muspelheim.
Yeah, let's see what Hans does with his. He has 1 rage left.
Angerboda?
You're already in the party.
Actually,
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, speak.
Oh, we are getting a peek at some of Hans's cards here. Looks like he's got a pretty big extra strength card in his hand.
I'm not gonna.
He's got a 6.
Yeah, it looks like he must have Tears Rage.
Because I just realized that.
You already made your decision.
You did claim it.
Okay.
Oh, ooh.
Ouch.
So you,
Things got a little serious
I
now.
agree that the
Hans.
decision was made. You pointed at the action. You were ready to go.
Getting a call
He
from the
even
judge.
agreed that he was going to just do it with his boat.
Because actually, I was
Some
discussion
tension
here.
now. I think Hans decided he
Good
wanted
party.
to pillage and then said, you know what, actually I don't think I want to, and the players at the
2
table
points. 2
are
points.
saying, no, you've
Yeah.
claimed it. We started talking about what our strategy was going to be. You can't retcon it. This isn't a game around my kitchen table where I go, yeah, sure, take it back. This is the finals in the World Series of Board Games for this game. It's
You passed.
Absolutely.
things got a
Add
little
one
bit
of
more
your
serious
adding
here.
points to the party.
Absolutely understandable. I'm all for retconning
Everybody's passed,
at
so
my
now
table,
you
but
two.
when there's
Play
this
cards.
sort of money and whatnot on the line,
Stringing a play. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so
I mean,
yep.
Yeah.
Hala does not have a rage to give you.
as Hans has sensed that the troll has been sent out to Valhalla.
we'll have to see how that
Boats.
impacts
Oh, what?
Hans's
it's
play.
cool.
Because it
No, he played a
can't
one.
be what he was anticipating, obviously.
It's okay. It's okay. It's getting late. Stay up too late last night in Vegas. Went to a tiki bar with that one.
Did you just
It is interesting though. We've had that moment of tension of no, you did your thing, and now everyone's like, but that's okay. We can still be friendly and fun
Yes.
about it.
Absolutely.
And these things happen in games.
And I think everyone understands that, but I can imagine Hans is
Hans might be
kicking himself a
understandably a
little.
little
Plan upgrade?
rattled by that.
Though I mean, you have to understand, that once people start talking about what they will or won't do in reaction to you, you've now gotten that a little bit of information that
Exactly.
you shouldn't have, and you can't take back.
It says
That's
after
tricky.
you invade a province, you may pay 2 rage to immediately try to pillage it.
Oh, spending the last bit of rage there, I think, to invade and pillage. Oh, that's her upgrade that will let her
All right,
do
let's
that.
see how Hans reacts to this situation and
just
gets
use
back on
my-
track.
Last week to March.
So it feels like,
Interesting.
to me, that feels like a pretty significant adjustment to what he was
Yes.
maybe
I
having
don't want
planned to do.
Well, look,
So
he's now gotten himself
everyone's
back
outraged
into Gimli,
except for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
where he got booted from at the beginning of the age.
Yeah, he's got that wrapped up. Gotta imagine
So,
maybe a quest
maybe
card in there.
pivoted
He's out
back
of
to
rage,
that.
so I imagine it's one of the quest cards he's
Can I
got
look at my quest
played.
cards?
Oh, yeah, this makes me wonder, you're right, was Bonzinator hedging her bets with one of those quest cards? So now she's looking to
Yeah.
see. I don't think she had them wrapped up when she
I
played
am
them.
going to use my last rage to move my 2 figures to Angerboda.
Yeah? Go ahead.
Thank you.
Tonga Boda.
Oh, interesting.
They got a little Ragnarok in their future.
Ah, yes. Maybe she's doing this
you
thing that we
play
saw
what?
at the end of the last stage where they get
So we
points
gotta
for dying in
discard down-
Ragnarok.
Discard down to 1.
Includes H1 cards.
This is my. I have one left.
Okay. That was discarded.
That was this one.
Now, you know, we were speaking before about MJ not having those quest cards maybe being a blow,
do your
but one
quests.
thing that MJ has done very well is moving up those stat tracks,
For
which
sure.
is going to bring glory,
She
and
is
could be a good a way to make up those points that she's maybe not getting this round with the quest cards, where you look at Bonz's player board, there's not a lot of stat boosting going on.
no, and that is generally regarded as one of the things you really have to do to win the game.
Thank you.
See, it looks like
Quests
Brian's
for us, my friend.
rage is
Yes.
quite boosted. I think he might get to the end of the track
But one
next
of them.
stage.
It does look that way.
It was almost
He's just one space away from it.
turn and end there.
Oh,
All right, we've got
I
quest
know-
revealing.
We are revealing quests, but Brian
I just completely forgot
quest
about
he just
them.
revealed.
I've done that before too. All right, so you guys got 14 points and 2 clan stats.
All right, Hans just got 14 points from those quests.
Nice.
Clan stats.
Let's see what Bonzinator does here. I think we're not going to see MJ move much, right? Because we'll have to see whether or not we were right or wrong about whether or not she had any quests played.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha quests.
I don't think she did.
No,
By the
but
way, she's collecting everyone's quests.
and putting them away.
Look over all of my
I
quests.
feel like she's
Yeah,
handling
none.
the administrative aspect of the
Oh,
quest
that's
phase.
That's my hand. I've been
Okay.
leaving my hand right here to make sure.
Oh
we
yeah,
can see
that's
how
right.
many
I
cards you
forgot.
have. It seems to be a common question,
it,
so I want to
it
make sure
throws
it's
me
there.
off because the last game I played, they put their quest right above it, and so like that's what it looked like to me. Okay,
Good. Throwing you off is the way to do it. That's
Yeah,
gonna live
throw me
right
off.
there.
Yes, MJ
I am
saying,
going
nope,
to-
that's my hand. I
two
have no quest cards.
I have at least 4 figures in Valhalla before Ragnarok.
Yep.
I think I have 4.
Expected to see
Yeah,
that.
before Ragnarok. Let's count them out, see if there
This
are
big
4.
guy can't see
That's
anything.
mine.
Oh, I know. He's covering up my little people there. Okay, so
Yeah,
5,
so it looks like she's done that one.
is
4 in Valhalla
8.
before Ragnarok.
So Bond's taking
what is
another
that?
big move here if she gets both of these
Count me.
quests.
14. What is that?
Steel
34?
26. It's 34. Yes. Sorry.
Now, what kind of a
Okay.
point tracker are you? I like to do mine one at a time. I like
Oh,
to
yeah.
count them all up.
Is
1,
if
2,
completed,
3,
raise
4.
one of your-
Absolutely.
Oh, no, wait.
Bonzinator
Jordan
here
and
doing
I-
the math
You
in
did
her head
the
before she
glorious
moves
death.
her.
No,
piece up.
Yes.
I
Ray,
don't trust
did
my
you
own
raise one of your
math.
clan stats yet?
No.
Now
All
discard
right,
that.
so.
That one
Bonzinator's
doesn't-
glorious death raised her. Now she's
The
gone up
blue
now on
area
her
is
rage
not
track.
1 and 2.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't see the ship there.
You called it out right before you moved your guy.
I know. I know.
Bonds missed
Uh-oh, looks
something.
like a.
Didn't complete one of the quests she thought she had gotten.
Ooh, that probably
All right,
does
our
not
quests have been
feel
done.
good to
We are
miss
now
to miss a
going
detail
to-
like
And
that.
Bodie
Rock
McBothface
the
plays a
Ragnarok.
role in the game,
Yes.
finally.
make the
Yes,
noise?
just maybe Bodie McBoatface will be the hero of the game. We'll
We'll
have
see.
to find
Alright,
out.
so you guys are going to go hang out over here. You're going to get 3 points apiece for them. So red will get 6 points, please.
That ends up making the difference. I can only imagine MJ will be having a shirt
And
that
that
has
one
Bodie
more.
McBoatface
Oh, we got
on
the
it.
boat. The Bodie McBoatface.
There we go.
3
Mhm.
for it.
Yep.
And they get 8 more
Because your
for
boat died. Yep.
Oh, Brian's
say-
coming up in points
Gotta
now.
say, Brian has made a
Jumped
move.
ahead. Look at this move.
And now, pull these off. This,
I love the
this
scoring
is going
phase.
to go on over.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to release Valhalla?
This is one of those games where you put a lot of things
Yes.
into motion and then you see all the fruits of that during that scoring phase in a significant way in this
The
game.
Ravens.
Nothing for me.
I get
We're releasing
2
Valhalla
points
now.
apiece for each figure I release
Right.
from Valhalla.
So, the Serpents released 3 figures.
6.
6 points.
Oh,
is that
MJ's
6
got
points
for
6
MJ?
points, I believe so. 2 points for each figure released from Valhalla.
Then
I gotta say, as we
5,
expected,
6,
MJ
7 wolves.
faded a little
7
bit
points
on
for
the
red.
pace in this phase.
Nice.
We'll have
So
to see
we're
if
gonna
she's
go
able
1,
to
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
get
All
back
right,
in
does everyone agree this is a
contention
good
here in
time to
phase
take a
3
moment?
or
Sounds
age
good.
Run
3.
to the restroom.
Oh, we're taking
Alright,
looks like the
I'll go
players are
get-
taking a little break here before they go into
Hopefully, I'm not
they
gonna
go
knock
into
this
age 3, which will be the last round of the game.
Right.
Right now, do you think MJ will will be able to come back. She has moved up on her tracks here, and that's going to be at least 10, possibly 20 glory, for going up those tracks.
That is true. We'll see MJ make I think she'll probably make the biggest end game move. But I have to say, the moves Brian made in age 2 are significant.
We're in the final age.
Bonzinator made some moves, but it was not on pace with what Brian did. Brian was at 8.
And look how much he's closed that gap. We have Bonzinator now on, I believe, 47.
47. Brian's at 44, 43.
43, I think. Hans now pulling up on 36.
And then MJ's back at
25.
Yeah, which I don't know if Bonzinator can keep up this pace. I mean, if she does, just for the age play, she's going to be, up around between 60 and 70. But again, like you said, will that be enough to counter whatever MJ puts in place?
Whatever MJ puts in place on those rage tracks, what Brian is doing here really is, I'm just so impressed with how that gap is closed. And then you can't count Hans out of it. I mean,
no, absolutely not. I don't know the game thoroughly enough to know whether we can count anyone out at this point. But like we said earlier, those stat tracks total up to, I think, about 60 points. I don't know if MJ's going to get all of those, but
she has quite a ways to go on her Axis track.
Absolutely.
But I think she'll definitely move up on Rage and Horns, and that's going to give her 40 points right there.
Yeah, exactly. And Axis, I would have to imagine Axis is probably, of the 3 stats, the one that gets maybe left behind the most. I guess it depends on the strategy, but that's what we've seen here with MJ.
Yes.
I can't see if anyone can help us identify the stat situation on each of the players. I would be very interested to see that, because I think that will end up telling the tale of what happens. It looks at
just a quick glance, the only player so far who has bumped up their Axis track at all is Hans.
And these are the markers here, the little yellow markers,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Hans is up there. Yeah. Towards the top of Axes and Rage, right?
Yes. Yeah, it looks like he's working on being able to get 20 points for these both of those tracks, so that's another 40 points there.
Yeah.
If he boosts both of those, and his Horns, he's really the most balanced so far, I believe, of all of the stat tracks.
Bonds has some work to do. Looks like Bonds both Axes and Horns is at 1
has
still.
Not bumped them up at all.
Rage is up quite a bit, but also her Rage not even up as much as Brian's. Mm-hmm. She's probably closest to Brian, though. Brian's bumped up his Horns a couple times.
But again, has left his Axes alone. Which is interesting. I would think, when you upgrade your Axes, you get more glory for winning battles. And for me, I would think that would be a valuable strategy.
Yeah.
But it seems like that's not necessarily the case, at least according to 3 of these players who haven't focused on it at all.
No, for sure. And before we'd taken a closer look here, I would have given it to MJ. But now that I look at it, Hans has her beat by a 1 notch on that, because both of them have 2 of them 1 away from the end, but Hans has 1 on her, albeit on a different stat.
Right, on the Horns here, and it looks like MJ has saved a quest, as we suspected she might.
Maybe a quest, maybe not. We'll have to see.
And then we're being given information about Odin's throne.
Yeah, I'm going to look up Odin's throne here.
So let's talk about what that is and how that might play into what MJ is thinking going into this 3rd age.
Is this a 3rd age card or a 2nd age card that we're looking at?
It's a 3rd age quest.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Before the horn sounds from the table, I'm going to take a look.
Let's go on. Let's move into it, yeah.
Odin's throne.
David, I feel like I'm surprised the pace of this game seems to really be moving.
It does, but I have to say, there's a lot of games that they still take a long time. It doesn't feel like they take a long time. I have no idea. They've hidden all the clocks from us in here, so I have no idea what time it is.
What time is it? When will we eat again? Who knows?
It doesn't.
They won't feed us until we've finished our job here, everyone.
It doesn't
I'm blinking
feel like
twice for. No.
Taking too long. Odin's throne. I finally found it. We don't have to keep vamping here.
I was doing a great job. Everyone loved it.
Absolutely. Odin's Throne, double the glory award for quests you complete.
Oh.
I have a question for those off the board. Is that for the quest completed that age? Interesting. So that is possible.
So if
that
MJ held on to one, has this upgrade, plays it, and now scores it twice essentially. So maybe she's hoping to get that card and she saved it on purpose. I thought, maybe she's making a strategy error there. But in fact, maybe that is actually exactly her strategy.
Yeah, but that's a big bet. You're going to have to,
like... It is. It's a big bet. Because you don't know if that card will even come out.
Exactly. Let alone get it. Not to mention, if she's planning on getting 2, if not 3 quests done, which I don't know how possible that is. In fact, I can't imagine how possible that is, given the play that we've seen already. But scoring 2 quests twice, it's not. That's again not nothing. It could be a big jump. And I'll take a look at the quests and and the quests in Phase 3 are worth quite a bit. It looks like all are worth 9. There's a 10-pointer and 2 11-pointers again for Glorious Death.
I mean, yeah, if you get one of those done and double it, you could have a quest that's worth potentially 22 points.
Right.
That's a huge jump. I think we're not gonna know who's gonna win until we get to that in scoring.
I agree, and I can't wait to see because I want to see Odin's Throne happen.
I do too. There is just anything truly can happen in this third age. No one is out of it at this point.
There is a ton of game left, even though it's the last third. There's so many points to be scored in this final age. We'll have to see what happens.
And this might be the age where I was talking about how well paced I feel like they've been playing. There's not been a lot of significant analysis paralysis, but this age might be where more of that starts to come into play.
Oh, for sure.
It's much more serious now, I think.
Every turn that's taken is one turn closer to determining who's going to get the ring for Blood Rage.
Right.
And I think
and move on to the
semifinals.
Exactly. Of the entire tournament. So there's a lot less singing now, too.
Yes, I was going to mention that too. We talked about how Age 2 might quiet up a little bit, and boy, did it.
It sure did.
You're passing that way, correct?
To the left.
Most of the talking in Age 2 was descriptions of what was happening on people's turns.
Exactly.
Second rule.
First and second rule.
Is no. The first rule is we don't talk about Fight Club. The second rule is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Oh, what? We've been, just as we were saying, I think they can hear us in here. They're like, oh, they think we're being quiet. All right.
They also brought Fight Club into the mix of all the properties we've been talking about tonight.
Very interesting. I can see a little bit of the cards that MJ and Hans are looking through here for their first draft. There's some quest cards out there.
MJ's looking at a quest card.
Thinking, very, very interesting. I think they're... What card is that? May I look at these cards here, David?
Yes, here you go.
Thank you.
Well, I've got some of the... I'll take... Are these age? That's
I'm
age
wondering
2.
if I just saw Odin's Throne in...
MJ's hand?
In Hans's hand. But it may have been a different card. It might have been...
It might be.
It does look like he's looking
so
at
it might have been
upgrade.
Thor's Conquest.
Right when you were being documentary.
Yes, I think
Documentary. I love that word.
He's got a different one up on top now.
You said,
Not sure what it's looking. It actually looks like the second to last one you were looking at there.
So they have you say this game is a little less serious, and I'm going.
is that his leftover from? Because he could keep. Could he keep that upgrade if he paid a rage? Was that one of his?
Well, he has his 2 cards on the table next to him. Trying to see what the cards he's looking at there.
Oh, I see. I see.
From the monitor we're looking at, the distinction between these cards is tough to call
out. It's a little tricky.
I would literally just tell you.
The artwork is mostly monochrome, so...
Wow.
Wow.
I didn't even think about that.
Ooh, here's an interesting card. I wonder if will come up at all.
I know, right?
Frigga's Domain.
I know, right?
You may pay 1 rage to invade with any one of your figures in Valhalla.
Oh,
this is what happens when
that's
you
very
See, again, another one of those unexpected things that can come up. I mean, obviously for these players, they probably will have learned to expect everything. But it's what keeps this game, everyone on their toes.
Here's 2 cards. that definitely conflict. You would not want both of these. Loki's Wrath and Thor's Conquest. Thor's Conquest, you're going to gain 3 glory for each figure you have on the board at the end of the game.
Oh.
For Loki's Wrath, you gain 3 glory for each figure you release from Valhalla.
Well, so we know one player's not taking both of those.
Unless they're trying to keep one from someone else and knowing they're not going to be playing it.
That would be... Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know who wants Loki's Wrath.
You know, the other reason to take both of those, you're hedging your bets.
Which is
You
true.
could go either way.
That's
remain
very
flexible.
true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to say it was Frigga's Domain that he might have been eyeing at one point in his hand here. Have they even passed since we've been talking about it?
I'm not sure if they have. I think it's
Looks
going
like
to be...
Heimdall's...
Okay, they have. They passed a couple times. Yeah, so it looks like they do have a few cards they've picked already.
It looks like
Two,
he might be
perhaps.
We've got plenty of
considering-
games.
Hans looks like
We've
he
got
might be
everything
considering
we want.
Heimdall's
It's like the
Gaze
course.
right now.
Okay,
It's on the
yeah.
top
And then
of
the
his
dun,
selection.
dun, 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 dun.
You may play this card and add its strength after all players'
I think
battle
you let
cards
that,
have been revealed.
dramatic
Ooh, I
experience
think he
carry
would
over
like
to
that
your
one
karaoke.
a
That
lot.
is
He was
the-
asking about
I
the
think
order
that's
of
so much fun.
revealing combat cards
I don't know.
earlier.
I
That's
don't know.
that's a surprise
Like when I
punch
have
to the gut
sing a
for
certain
sure.
key, I can sing in choir.
You're on the secret karaoke, honestly. The
Okay.
secret karaoke.
Yeah, tell me.
It's like,
Friends in low
I
places.
think everyone's ready to pass
I've got
except
friends. Not like
Hans.
that.
That's what it looks like to
How
me.
bad
It does
Hans-
look like it.
It's
I
a big
can't-
decision.
Everyone in the bar is singing along with you.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's never happened to me.
No matter how bad it is, they'll be singing along with you because the words to that are at the bottom of every beer bottle.
Okay. Okay.
I like that now it looks like we're having some karaoke
Yeah.
strategy
It is a
discussion.
very
She's over here doing math
interesting
already.
conversation.
I know. The Hallelujah chorus, I actually turned it into
I think
my
part of
subword
MJ's
on-
strategy is definitely to keep
Yeah.
talking
I was like,
Do you
in-
sing along with it
and
when I
get
have it?
the
I
people who
used
don't
to
want
until
talking and more
chat told me
thinking
very
a
recently
little off their
that
game.
It's not on sync.
It is a little
So
hard
what
to
I
focus on what
hear-
card
Oh,
you
it's
want to
off,
pick
yeah.
potentially.
I mean, when
If
people
a
are talking about
conversation-
karaoke,
You would-
come on.
Oh, okay. Hans has made the decision. Cards are
okay.
being
That's the
passed.
best.
Did you catch what he chose? I did
didn't.
not.
I can see.
We were
we'll
distracted by
see.
the karaoke conversation. It
Let's
worked on
take
us.
a look at what MJ's looking at. Looks like he took Heimdall's Gaze because I don't see it in the cards that MJ has. So I'm going to be looking forward to that. And now it looks like.
MJ
And sorry that
seemed-
we're focusing on Hans so much, but we can just see his
we can
cards
see
so
his
well.
card. We can see his and MJ's cards. We obviously cannot see. We have a very similar view of the table. In fact, the same view of the table that you at home have. So as you can tell, you can also see the cards a little bit. But
Oh.
we're not able to see Brian and Bonz's.
It looked like he'd been considering
Can I look at my
Tyr's
cards again?
Smite, but I
Mm.
believe Hans
keep on
just
being
laid
changed.
down to the cards that he selected with a quest
I'm here to make sure they don't.
for Jotunheim.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if that's
We
the
need to give him
case,
a
we'll
raise.
see
At
some
least a round of
Jotunheim
applause.
movement for Hans. But yeah, he does have Tyr's Smite right up there. I don't know if this is next level strategy, but I wonder if do you think any of the players passed their cards to the next player in particular order?
Oh, now that's interesting.
'Cause there could be some psychology there.
I would want to, if I'm looking, I'm putting the cards I'm considering all together probably on top and then
That
choosing.
wasn't even
So then
having to do
maybe
math. This one was.
you should think about shuffling them back up again so no one can be, which ones are
glad
all
you
lumped together? Is
It is
that what they
possible.
were considering taking?
It is
Or are we
possible.
thinking too deeply about
Yeah.
it?
We probably are. That's again why we're not sitting out there. And why
Exactly.
we're sitting here.
Because we think that's thinking too deep, and they know that that's the strategy you need to have if you're going to win a World Series of board games.
That is true. I can tell you one thing: if they do use that level of thought, I'm
Are we all done?
completely out of contention.
Right, no, he's not.
Yeah. I think I'm all done. Just let me double check. It should be 4, right?
4 down here.
Or that you're handing over.
Yeah.
Oh, we're questioning. This is what always happens to me when I'm drafting cards. Wait, which pile is this? Wait,
Yeah.
how many should we have? That's why you can see they're all being very good. They're holding on to their cards.
At the same time,
and
yeah,
then
that's
passing at
the
the
problem.
same, not what I do, where I look and then I just set it down and then it gets
And then there's a
confusing.
pile
It's
of
both.
several
It's-
different stacks that
it's
someone
sailing
needs
in.
to take.
Come
Yeah,
sail
that's always,
away.
that can be
Come sail away.
problematic.
Come sail away with me.
I think that's our third or fourth different songs on the table tonight.
5 hours. It was a 3 hour.
And of course, I believe that's actually a tournament rule. They have a special draft rule for the simultaneous passing, making sure that no funny business is going on
for sure.
here.
Let's pick. Oh.
And you want as little confusion as possible, of course, in a competition like this. So it just helps really keep everything clear.
I'm starting to think that we've thought that Hans wasn't ready, but boy, he's taking his cards quickly here.
He knows now.
And it looks like everyone's ready. And the
as things pass around multiple times, they were like, "This is still here. I want this."
Yep. The action's going to get underway here for the last age.
You know,
everybody.
I wouldn't call it a mistake. I would call it a risk because you don't know what everyone else chooses.
That's true.
So,
That's true. Hey,
Hans is. I love that conversation. Hans going, I might have drafted something I shouldn't have, and Bonds is like, you don't know. Maybe it's gonna work out for you.
Yeah.
I like
Third
that.
age. The final.
I wonder if Hans was saying that to get in people's head, maybe make them think that he drafted something by mistake.
I am not first.
No.
No, you don't think he has that in him?
Are you glad for that?
Oh, Hans, you think Hans is saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, see the Hans Bonds show.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
that Bonds is trying to get into his head. I was like, no, I think she was being nice. No.
Yes, I agree.
Maybe he is trying to get in everyone's head. Oh no, I made a mistake. Don't come after me.
I've never played before.
This is my first game.
What's going on?
Mirrorless.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't
Ran
want to make
Hans's
There was
first
some
player.
serious loudness behind me.
Yes.
They're joining in, and I'm really appreciative of it.
Dice cup.
Using a dice cup, even.
Are you serious?
You haven't heard it?
No. Are you kidding me? I've been in the zone.
Yeah.
Good. That's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna pillage over there.
Hey.
All right, Hans is starting off with a pillage. I believe that's
Believe it isn't.
uncontested. So he just gets that right away, goes up on a track.
All right.
I believe he went up on his race track. I think he's now guaranteed that 20 points,
Yep.
20 glory for being fully maxed out on his rage track.
Not to mention the fact that he'd gotten it up one shy of that gives him a lot of rage to spend this age.
Yes. I mean, he's got, I believe, all 12 on his track now. That's a lot of action points.
Yeah, that is absolutely the one track
Literally
everyone
feel it coming
has to
up.
go up, or you're just going to be out of contention.
Just like, oh my god. Oh no, that's the opposite of what she was doing.
Oh, I see there.
we're
There's a
looking at some
Loki's.
cards.
I see exactly what MJ has, and it's the one that I think Bonzinator would have wanted. I believe it is that that
Is it
Loki's.
Heimdall's watch?
No, this very top one here. Let me see the ones on the back. He may have had, or she may have had that as well. But the Loki's Wrath, I believe MJ drafted, which is the card where you gain 3 glory for each figure released from Valhalla.
Gain 3 rage and 3 glory.
Well, right now we're tied.
Ooh.
What's yours say? Gain 2
Combat
glory
card.
For each
So it looks
figure
like MJ played Thor's
destroyed in this
Ascension.
battle, including yours. That's awesome. Are you going to play any additional cards?
I am not going to play any additional cards.
And that decision had to be made before mine, right? Okay.
I'm gonna get your 4 points.
Yep.
Ooh.
I'm gonna get
Bonzinator
my 4 points.
won
For
that,
my
I think.
Loki's Dragons.
Now Loki's
So,
Dragons
serpents.
is what is getting, yes. So now there's a,
You get
now
4
when we
points.
spoke with Bonds before the game, she said she thought there might be more than one Loki
Yeah.
in the game. And it looks like MJ is now
These
with
are
Loki's
7
Dragons.
No, we
Loki's
only won.
Wrath.
We lost.
Oh.
Keep 'em both.
Okay.
No one gets
There's
glory for their access.
Yep.
I'm going
and
to
they
win that.
both
You're
lost.
gonna
That's
Ah,
right.
you really
Bonds did
want it,
not
don't
win. They
you?
both
All
lost
All right
there.
then. There you go. You can have that.
be- Okay. And then just to
Ooh, I
confirm,
think
this was...
MJ's
is-
gonna
Okay.
No,
come back
that's,
with those Loki cards.
those-
This could be really
Because
interesting.
that means Bonzinator doesn't have them.
I'm glad I got
I
That's all
love
we're
a
going
game
for
that
this
has a
entire
tight
time.
finish, and I think we're gonna see all of those player pieces on the score track pretty close to one another.
I think so too.
I am
the action's on Bonds.
going to be
Gave me. That's a knockback, isn't it?
paying...
Looks like she's invading.
Looks like it.
At least considering it.
Somebody gave me cause I'm dead and will tell.
I'm going to be paying...
Don't
One
understand the
rage
song
for
that's
my
being played, but I think that's
Dark
the 5th
Elf.
song of the night, everybody.
I'm now at.
Oh, I think Bonds is pulling out the Dark Elf.
Oh,
If I heard that correctly.
Okay.
It's easy to figure out.
Da, 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 da.
oh, there we go.
It just goes there.
Big invade on the Irish.
And that's the one that can invade Idrisil
Yes.
right
Mhm.
away.
Invade a province. You may pay 2 rage to immediately try. And
This is an upgrade she played
Nice.
I
in
would like a
age
second.
2.
What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
Okay.
Oh, she's taking a second to think. It looks like there's a little rules judgment happening here as our GM is examining some things on the board. Just keeping an eye on things, you know? Not saying anyone's done anything wrong, but just keeping an eye on the state of the board in case a question comes up.
Yeah, I have to hand it to the judges. You know, keeping a watchful eye on all of these
I'm
games
going
the
to
way
pay
they
2
do,
rage
making the judgment
Immediately
calls that
to
they're
immediately
making.
pillage Idrisil.
And all the while,
Okay.
look at the smile on Josh's face. Like I
Turn
said,
order.
the judge just having a blast with Blood Rage. And I can confirm he's wearing a Mjolnir belt buckle right now as we speak.
Wow.
He's that into it.
I think. Oh,
She doesn't have anybody to move in. It's just you guys.
All right. So
Little question at the table, I think.
May I ask the strength?
Yes.
looks like
Has
in
3
this
strength in Idrisil, the Dark Elf. So that one
tillage.
has 3.
So,
And yours has 1.
Yeah, myself. Myself.
so Hans has joined this pillaging. So there's going to be some battling happening here.
I think we're alone now.
But the Dark Elf is definitely stronger. But Hans has some, I think, powerful.
Okay.
Do you think we're
Combat
going to
cards.
see? I think
Oh,
we're
yeah?
going to see that Heimdall
And
card.
back to you.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the play is
Oh.
here.
Not gonna join. Vikings dying in glorious battle.
I don't know if he took Tears.
Back to you.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if
Yeah.
Bonzinator wants to win this to be able to bump up all of her tracks, or if she wants to lose this to get her figure into Valhalla. And I'm just not sure what her play is here because I know that MJ has that Loki's Wrath card.
That's
Oh,
coming up for me.
Okay.
Yeah, with this kind of battle, I don't know how tight it is. It's Hans has a 1 strength, I believe.
he's put in another figure, so I think it may be 2 total.
Oh, 2 to her 3.
To her 3 before any cards are
Trying to-
played.
Crush that hole into a diamond with the pressure.
It is possible that there may be some really big cards
Reveal.
played to tilt.
Yes.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
What?
Tears Smite.
Oh, is that what Bonzinator played?
Okay. Turn order. You're available to play extra.
All right,
And
they
it
can play
looks
that
like
extra card.
Thor's-
At 5 to 8.
Correct.
Thor's Primacy from Hans.
Mm.
Cancel the text of each opponent's revealed
So
card
like-
before it takes effect.
She gets choice first.
Ooh, That hurts.
Pass.
So she's at 8. I'm
8.
at
You're at 5.
5.
Ooh.
He better open. It looks like he's gonna
He
play.
gets to play another card.
You have an option, I think.
Oh, that is the one I was looking at earlier. That is a big one. Heimdall's Gaze plus
Ooh.
3, and you play. Yeah, he was able to play this
Oh,
after. everyone
after.
revealed.
Yes.
Okay. So we're tied.
Both of them lose.
They're tied in this. So does that mean they both lose?
That's our thing.
Cards back. Yes.
And they get their cards back.
So,
So that's why Bonzinator was like, no,
Valhalla
I
bound, you shall
don't. I want to be able
be.
to play this card with the text. So if I
For
can make it so we just
Valhalla.
tie, I don't want to win because I want to be able to use this card. So they kind of, it's a wash
Very
here.
interesting. I don't know if Hans was in there just to
I'm
try
shook
to
every
spoil
time.
her
every
efforts or not.
time. it's a
Maybe
big
it was
mean,
just to
obviously-
keep her from
nightmares about that white
getting
card already.
Idrisil and keeping her from getting that track bump because
Exactly.
he may want that.
She's low on the track, and I think I think everyone else at the table is feeling like if they can keep her tracks down, it's gonna
it's
gonna
gonna
have a
it's gonna help give them a points boost at the end.
big impact for sure.
That was. I'm starting to feel tense.
I am.
That was a bit of a tense
I gotta
little
tell you, this
situation
is
there.
palpable, and it's absolutely making me want to play Blood Rage all over again.
Me too.
Want to caveat
there's so
that
many
and say
fun
not with
cards
them
here.
though.
No, absolutely not. We can play together.
Yeah, maybe just Maybe we can figure out a way to make it.
None of them matter if I don't have any on the board. My leader should come hang out for a little
The
bit.
action is on.
Not the leader.
Oh, it's Brian's turn, I believe.
Right?
Yes. Or no, it's MJ's
He
turn.
wants to come hang out over here.
We talked through.
That's
We
the-
did.
That's Hogarth.
Because Brian's got some presence up north. It looks like.
Yes.
2 rage.
I think he was up there with all those people at the NVH. So yeah, we think MJ is definitely going after this glorious death.
It is
Oh, yeah.
entirely
You got
possible.
me.
This is a ship upgrade. Gain 12 glory when a ship of yours is destroyed. I'm going over to Holger.
I think
So she's
Bonds might be
clearly-
trying to sacrifice this ship.
Yeah, I think she's.
Thank you.
I think she's maybe looking for glorious death as well. If she's trying to get as much
Where's
over
the
there.
car?
I didn't pass it.
Oh my god!
Ah!
Oh, that's the most stressful thing in this game.
I know.
We have to restart.
Restart what? Oh, because the card didn't get passed?
That's a big upgrade that she just played because when that ship's destroyed,
Yeah.
she'll get 12 glory.
Yeah, that's
Big one,
not
too much.
insignificant.
Okay.
Take all these guys.
Heck yeah.
Where did she put it? She put it
Oh.
down here.
Now it's
in
there. Now it's
Yosemite?
there. Now it's
She
there.
put it in the Hogor
Very nice.
Muspelheim
Muspelheim Harbor.
Harbor words.
Okay.
The tension's making me not be able to
Nice.
speak either. Do you see Brian marched his figures on into Gimli?
Oh, he
Like it.
did.
yeah.
You know what? I gotta say, I don't know if I've heard one word out of Brian's mouth, but boy, he's silently moving around the board and he's moving up the score track.
Is. He's had a few little things here
I'm
and there,
going
but he's
to
definitely the
invoke
quietest of the table.
Soldiers of Hell.
Oh, the Soldiers of Hell. I was looking at this card.
Invades.
What one is this?
It costs no rage to upgrade or invade.
No rage to upgrade or invade. So that's some
How
extra
many
actions
strength is
that
that?
are gotten.
That
from
guy
that.
is a 3 strength.
So you're at 6,
That would
Wow.
be correct.
and my ship is 2.
That
Yes.
is.
Oh,
And Luger's
Bonzinator's
3.
happy
Yes.
about this.
632.
Yes.
That ship could be destroyed now.
Having flashbacks of my locker combination in high school.
6, 3,
I have to
10.
pass this card. I'm sorry for elbowing you.
Zombie has a red.
The zombie.
Don't know if we've talked about any of the monsters.
I'm gonna
Have
pay
we seen
Didn't
any
really
monsters
this-
come out?
To go with my 1.
The Soldiers of Hell
Okay.
is the one that
That's
just
why I
came
need
out
to
for
do that.
Okay,
MJ.
Soldiers
Yep.
of Hell.
You want to
Yeah.
join? You
I
gonna
would
join
like to join that
the
thingy.
festivities?
That, you got it right
the
there.
festivities. What does a vegetarian zombie eat? Grains.
Oh, MJ.
Oh, interesting. Be interested to
If
see
this
if the
whole
Frost
game
Giant
goes
comes
down,
into
I'm
play.
blaming that.
You
The
should.
Frost
I'm
Giant,
blaming that one, right?
should.
4 strength, but if you successfully pillage with this monster, you gain the pillage reward again. So imagine if someone
Pillage
could win
Yggdrasil
Yggdrasil
with
the
the Frost Giant.
It could
That's
be a
the
big
move.
shift for someone.
Mm-hmm. That's what Bonzinator needs to get
Yeah,
up
it
that
is
track
absolutely
too on
what she
each
needs.
track.
I don't know if she's thinking of that, and of course it's a fairly obvious strategy
Right.
when you look at that card. So maybe people are ready to try to stop it, but
She's also a bit low on. Look how low she is on her rage compared to say MJ, who still has all 12.
yeah.
I think this is going to be a big age for MJ.
I do too. MJ has 12, and the monster she just played allows her to do a couple of her actions without
I like
spending any. So
Can I take the
I
white
think
card?
she's going to
Yes.
milk the most out of age 3 of
I
anyone.
am also going to invade. Over here. You can have that.
Some invading
you.
going on. I think Brian's got this Frigga sacrifice. Let's take a look at that.
Over hill, over dale, march the dusty trail.
Oh, now this is another card. This is great. So if Brian's got this Frigga sacrifice, as your action, you may destroy 2 of your figures to raise one of your clan stats by 1.
Oh.
That's pretty good. 2 figures that could, depending on where you are on the track, get you 10 or 20 points. That feels pretty worth it.
I am going to pillage
Rage.
this
Yeah, tracking
lovely
all
thing
of
right
your
here.
powers is very important at this point in the game.
All right.
I
There's
think
no
Bonzinator's
for
going for
anybody.
a sacrifice.
We have a power of 6 versus 3 versus 3.
So
Bears,
Hans
you're
and Air
just
is
gonna have to
instigating
watch
this
for a minute.
pillage that she is definitely a bit outmatched for before the combat cards are played. So I think she wants to lose it to get those 12 points for the destroyed ship.
Yeah, for sure.
People deciding
What better
what
way
they want to do.
to spread that lead out a little bit more than for that burning
Yeah,
boat
well,
of Viking
so used to
funeral
streaming staring.
for
Yep.
her ship.
Yeah, it's weird staring at people.
Jump ahead.
You're
She
staring
needs
at
to
a
get
lot
as
more
far
people
ahead
in
as
there
she
than
can,
you
I
are
think,
here at the
before
It's
She really
not
these
the
does.
stat
same, though.
bonuses
That's
come
because
She's
in.
you
not
don't
going to
see
do
your
any
You don't
counter
see
attacks.
them.
She
You
has
just
to
see
know
their
that.
names. Hornist, I see you. People Conrad.
Oh,
Trying to think of people's names.
Are those names?
Yeah.
giving her shout outs.
Sasquatch
Don't
Grandma.
worry, we got you on Meeple Conrad.
Who else are you watching? Zero's 1R.
Maybe Eric.
Saying hi to people
You
watching,
never know.
I think.
I mean,
His
Watching
game
the
is
stream.
how cool would that be?
Yeah, but he doesn't normally watch me, so I want to talk to, the community. The fees.
Who's Pillager? You are Pillager.
Chief Village.
Thank you all
Right,
for being
there's
here. I
a
appreciate
lot
you.
of
You can
6
feel the
and-
tension getting here in
Yeah.
the late game here.
Yeah.
People are really gonna get serious.
And
here.
away we go.
All right, Hans
Nice. So we discard all these
entered-
cards,
is
I
in
get
this
2
deciding
points.
what to play. Played a quest card, so
Interesting.
he will be losing. Either he
discard
doesn't have
all
a combat
revealed
card
cards,
or
gain
chose
glory equal
not
to
to
the
play one.
strength revealed this way. Then play new cards.
So the servants will
Oh,
go
this is
29
the
to
one with the
31.
strength. He
Well,
gets
that
the
was
glory.
rude.
Yep,
She gets
I'll
the glory
expect
for the
an email
strength.
from you in the near future.
Yeah,
And we'll play
Heimdall.
another
Heimdall's
card.
watched. Yes, that's the one that you were talking about. You saw that she had drafted.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Interesting that Hans showed a quest card. I'm guessing that's because he didn't want to show any other card.
That's my problem. I don't think about any of this stuff. I just do it.
Well, you did pull a move like that, so I gotta think about something else.
like we talking about the moves like Jagger.
That's 6 right here.
And this just in away from the Blood Rage
Oh, and I'll thank
tournament.
everybody for being here that she
Phil
didn't
did
thank,
win
by the way.
his second ring.
Wow.
like to
So
call
this is
everybody
pretty
else.
exciting.
Oh, it's too late.
We got
It's
two,
way too
two
late.
people now, right?
You know,
With
all you
two
do is
Two
That is
people
out
in the
here.
semifinals. With 2 rings.
And it's interesting. I don't know all the details, but that's going to play into how games are chosen because if you have 2
Okay,
rings,
text
you get a
doesn't
little
matter.
bit of a benefit about which
So your
game
3
you're
to
going to be
3.
playing.
Yeah,
Makes
maybe.
6.
And that was Phil Cottrell again.
Your
And
3
it
to
looks
2
like
makes 5.
Dune Imperium
My
winner
6 to
is
1
Graydon
makes
Baker.
7. I did.
That's happening.
So you still higher than me, right?
Yes.
He's just won a
I'll
second
play
ring.
card.
Oh, he has a chance to.
Wow.
Excuse me, everyone. Just the new breaking news flying in all over the place. Let me issue a correction to what
Does your
I've
card
just
say
said
the
moments
card is
ago.
destroyed
Graydon Baker,
or
who is
text
in the
doesn't
Dune Imperium
It says the
final,
text
has a chance to win a
Has takes
second
no
ring.
effect.
Yes.
If that happens, that would be
I see 2
3
zero.
people.
I'm
I will
Rage.
never play a game
No.
with any of them.
No. We love you all. 3 of you, but-
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations is all we can say.
I'll just pass. You want to add any extra cards to your?
I'm gonna go with a
No.
big fat no.
Nope. All right.
This-
Cool.
Looks like the
wow, this
action's
battle's
still
still
on this
happening.
battle.
I am
So,
anxious
I guess
about
I'll win
it.
the battle?
I guess you win the battle.
Alright.
So it sounds like Hans won the battle.
Bonnie
Hans
McBoat
won
face. You get some points for your boat dying, don't
So
you?
But-
yeah, boat.
Gain 12
12
glory when the ship
points.
yours is destroyed.
But the rolls will go from 51 to 63.
Yeah.
Boom.
Why is that?
That's exactly what Bonzinator
Yes,
was
about-
doing.
Likes that. Wants to feel
I
a
would
little
have
more
8
comfortable in
points.
that lead, I think.
And like we said earlier, it looks like Glorious Death is also something that MJ is looking at because she
Yes.
has now 1, 2.
And I'll
Well, I guess
pay
just
2 rate.
3 in Valhalla.
There you go.
You pillage.
All she needs is just 1 more for Glorious Death, I believe.
You get the 4 in there.
Man, that was kind of boring for you, huh? Just kind of sitting there.
Well, I mean, not to make a sports reference at a board game tournament, but the Bears do spend a lot of time watching the final game.
Oh, I'm not a Bears fan.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody
But
here is really much of a
I felt
sports
the
fan.
pain.
I may make a terrible comment, man.
Everyone's keeping a nice positive attitude, I have to say.
Yes.
Nice to see.
It's definitely very nice to see.
Odin's throw.
Even in the moments where it's
Odin's
tense,
throne.
everyone
Nice.
is. I do think they are holding true to what so
is
many of them
Odin's
said, which is
throne?
their main goal here was
Yeah,
to
were you
just
waiting for me to ask
enjoy
that?
playing the
'Cause
game.
I'm like, wait,
Absolutely.
what? It doubles your quest?
Yes.
There's that card.
Yep.
Yeah, Bonzinator didn't like that, I don't think. She hears, she's like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it does. What? It
Yeah.
doubles your quest? MJ's like, yes, it does.
Getting a little peek at MJ's hand.
Using a rage is better than losing a rage.
See, I'm doing a quick rage check again. MJ still has 11 of her rage points. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Bonzinator's down to 3, I believe.
Sure. Let's use some of this rage.
Not
up.
that
I got
many.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
The
here
brick.
we go. MJ just spent 4 of her points,
Fiery
so
boy's
that
a
was a big
party.
move.
And he's a 4.
He's a 4, but he crushes that guy as soon as he shows up.
Oh,
Oh.
all the non-monsters
No, you.
that go.
Nope.
No, just this one.
Just the enemies. Just my enemies.
Brian's that just.
Alright, and that was my turn.
I think
Or
that was
was
a
it-
Hans.
It did look like a,
I think it's a blue base. Brian moved it, but I
blue.
believe it was a blue base.
Huh. That could speak to a quest
I
that
will be-
MJ might be sitting on
Hmm.
Using my leader.
in Ulungar.
Alright, this is Bonzinator is now invading with her leader, which you can do for free. So she's eking out a few more turns, I think, with her lower rage
Join the party.
amount. Oh.
I just like
Moves
you.
on into
Boy, thank you. I kind of
what
enjoy
is
me
that?
too.
Elvigar?
What do we have going on over in Gimli right now?
Oh, I hear
Looks
nice
like a
sound.
lot
Now
of Brian's Vikings are in Gimli
A lot of
and
Brian.
and
Is
a
it one of
Hans.
Hans?
I
Yeah.
believe so.
One of Hans. Interesting.
Bring a
Let's see what
friend.
Brian's about to do. Oh, Brian's now going into Muspelheim.
Brian hasn't made much of a move on his tracks. Let's see, where is everyone
It's
on
a lot on the
their
line.
tracks? Looks like it's about the same as it was everywhere, right?
Oh, I think I've just noticed here, maybe you caught this earlier, Hans is now guaranteed himself a 40 points at
Yeah.
the end of the game because he has now completed both his rage track and his axis track.
Yeah, I think Hans is
That's going to be a
to-
big move he's going to make around that track.
Yeah, he will be competitive for sure in the end, especially if he can get that horns track up a little bit more.
That's been stuck in my head
Horns
quite a
track up
while
little
lately.
bit more,
by
and
the
even
way.
gets one good quest.
Okay.
Hans could be in pretty good shape.
Yes.
Yeah, and we can't see the details, but it does look like MJ's sitting on
Three quests in her hand. Yes.
One more upgrade and a battle card.
Time won't begin. Been one.
Looks like
Join.
Brian has an
party over
Odin's
here.
throne. You want
That was
to take
me.
a closer look at that.
Yeah, double
I'll
the
be
glory.
playing a
That's
quest
the one
card.
we were talking about earlier. Double the glory award for quests you complete.
That's right. That's the one I thought maybe MJ had played it,
Feel
but
it.
Bonzanator
round of
asked about it,
quests
and
coming
MJ just
on.
confirmed. Yes, that is what
Nope.
that means.
Nope.
Oh, they're waiting for. Oh, yes.
Nice.
Brian has now sacrificed that card. Sacrificed 2 of his figures to then go into Valhalla,
Oh,
and then
this
bump
could be
up, and then he
interesting.
bumps up his track. Remember?
Could be interesting if he got glorious death ×2 with Odin's
Oh, my boss
throne.
is doing that carcass
We're
song.
talking
That's-
what, 22 points?
I guarantee he's
More?
not having as much fun as
24?
we are.
Yeah.
No, they're laughing.
So that's good.
Oh no, wait.
22 points
That's
if
not
he
right.
doubles the glorious
22
death.
points.
22 points where people are spread out between 30
Oh,
and
okay.
60
He's
right
on.
now.
Waving at the
22
can
points.
table.
is
I have
quite a
no
bit.
idea
They
who's
moved
going to
every
win
person.
this.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't
Well,
think
they're
there's
trying to give
any
you shape
way
for the wood.
any of them could win this still.
Tell you don't have wood, you have just the tears
Although
of your
I have
fallen
to- I have to
foes.
say, I'm not feeling. MJ's gonna have to make some moves.
Yes, that is Yes.
I thought MJ was going to end up ultimately getting up tracks a lot more. It'll be interesting to see who makes a run on the Yggdrasil and wins it.
Yes.
Would you like to join the party?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Some pillaging is happening.
Yep. Down in Utgard.
Is it an Utgard?
I think so.
That one. Ooh, I like that one.
Well, I'm trying to see who's in this. It's definitely MJ.
One, right?
I am at one.
And Hans, I
No,
think.
it's not Utgard then.
Yeah, is it in Horger, perhaps?
Maybe. Yeah.
Because I think Hans is in
I'm
this.
gonna
I
ask
believe he's picking a card.
Leader's 3.
Yes.
I don't think anyone else is. Oh,
Yeah.
it looks like Hans had one more figure that could have moved in.
Oh
my goodness.
I love that. Was that Brian who just pointed out to Bonsonator, you know, that question you asked, the answer is on your player board, which you're not used to looking at since you played the digital version of the game.
Text doesn't matter. Okay. I lose.
He canceled it with that text card
boy,
again.
oh
Keep a
boy.
card.
I'd want to get rid of that card if I could. That one is rough.
Perfect. Go over there.
All right, so 8 glory for the Ravens. We're gonna go.
Yeah, you gotta imagine that MJ's also sitting on maybe the
Perfect.
stuff.
Hans just gained 8 glory from that.
Pass me the card.
Combat.
I was forgetting to pass you the
Really
card.
starting to
Really
close
making
that
eyes
gap
at
with
the camera
Bonsonator.
over
Yeah.
here.
It does feel like, unless Bonsonator has something up her sleeve, I mean, we'll have to see what she's got going. The tracks are gonna end up hurting her pretty bad, though.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Okay.
Well, we got a quest.
All right.
There's a glimmer of hope there for sure. Where is she on the board? Looks like she's up north.
She's up in
Ulagar.
Ulagar.
I like it.
Interesting, but she's up there with MJ's fire giant, so I don't know.
Is she
That's where
trying
she's
to sacrifice or not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to wonder if she has Frigga's domain. Can we pull that card out so I can take a closer look at it?
Choice.
Oh yes, this is the one we were looking at before. During the break, I believe you may pay
B.
1 rage to
All words
invade
need to
with
be
any
spoken.
one of your figures in Valhalla. So she could pull figures out of Valhalla and invade with them.
Probably
She has played that down. Has she? We think maybe she.
GM, I learned this morning. General Motors.
General, yeah, you learned that this morning.
Just now. This morning.
Like just now, or the.
This morning. Just now is in this tournament.
Well,
They're not called judges.
just now.
Oh, so she could double play her ship, of course, and get 12 more points again. That would be the play if she can do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a lot of points. Yes, will it be enough to combat all those
you got it.
points? Though?
Yeah, it's hard to know.
I will.
Half of them got it.
And the action is on.
It's because you're making eyes over here. I can make eyes over there.
I'll invade.
Yep.
Hans.
like
Hans is invading. So he's at a troll.
All right, so the troll comes in. That's going to take out Brian's figs.
Yep. Okay.
Straight to Valhalla.
That's
Okay,
right.
have the white card, please.
Brian's got a lot going on in Valhalla at this
Thank you.
age.
I appreciate you.
And if he's, like we said, if he's got Odin's throne.
I'm gonna spend a rage.
You know, I'm impressed with how long Bonds has managed to keep
That was me.
going with 3 rage left on her board.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were gonna.
MJ is down to 5. I believe
You want-
Hans
that's right,
is
you
down
can
to
point for
5. Brian's sitting with the most rage left in the age at this
It
point,
looks
I
like he
believe.
has 6.
I'm going to spend 1 rage and claim my Airbnb.
Nice. He lost his shoes. Apparently, this is a no-shoe Airbnb.
That's right.
Better have good slippers. Nice.
It's like MJ has a Loki's Wrath in
Yes,
hand.
this is the card that I was thinking the Bonsonator wished she could have gotten, but MJ ended up with it. I believe it costs 3 rage to play. So if she plays that out, but I believe, does she have a card that gives her a discount for playing?
Okay.
So it might only cost her 2 to play.
Ah.
So then she could do that and still have 2 rage left. Be
Boy,
interesting to
what
see
am
how
I
that plays
thinking?
out.
He's having flashbacks
Oh,
to when he said that he was
personal
going to
there.
pillage
I
over
am
there
going
and tell them
to-
For each figure you release from Valhalla.
Actually, I didn't
That
know
is
this.
a lot of points.
And she has 1, 2, 3 in there. No, 4 in there now.
Right, let's see how this, got some cards being chosen for this
Yep.
pillaging.
This pillage is happening down in Utgard,
I believe
right?
this is in Utgard now.
Which is, we've got 3-way
Steal more rage.
going on between MJ, Bonzinator, and Hans.
Choices being
man.
made. It is getting tense.
It is for sure getting tense.
Merrily, merrily,
All right, everything's been revealed.
Okay, we've got some action here. It looks like
They're
Thor's
currently
Ascension from MJ.
You are the aggressor.
Now,
Well, you
Yeah.
choose to play a card first.
So we can have more cards being played here.
Looks like
Sounds
Thor's Primacy from
I also have not.
Yes.
I'm not going to.
which cancels the text of each opponent's reveal card.
So we got a couple.
He's gotten some use out of that
Everyone
card.
So hell
chose
is
to
up.
not play additional
You are
cards.
going to get this and your points.
8 points.
8 points.
So Hans gets 8 points for that.
Yeah, Hans clearly not
And they
playing the
let,
Valhalla
I feel
strategy
like they
this phase.
let him
Yeah.
win that. They chose not to play additional
I think they're
cards.
both going to get as many people in Valhalla as they possibly can.
Yeah. Look at that gap closed now between Hans and Bonzinator.
It is
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Yes.
Thank
And
you.
unless
I
there's
appreciate
something
you.
I'm not looking at, Hans's tracks could make the difference here in the game.
I think they could.
Got the judge playing with the other monsters that aren't in the match. I mean, who can blame him?
Now, this has nothing to do with the game, but can I say, I
Why
love
don't we just hash
MJ's
it out?
That's what I'm
manicure.
thinking. Let's hash it out. I will pillage.
Those nail colors.
Whoa! I'm
Whoa.
That
making
is-
Eve
No,
Brazil.
Did
we,
you just
we're going
chef's
to do this
kiss?
first, then we can go to your gazelle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Call goes on there.
The what?
Nobody can join the battle.
Yeah, no, nobody can show up to Gondor.
Oh, we have another Lord of the Rings reference again. Just
where
got to
is
bring
this
back around to our
So,
IP.
I've in.
This must be
I
happening
will-
I believe this
north.
is happening
If I
up
win, I get
in.
3 rage
Ulgar?
and 3 glory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus,
So
I
this
get
is
up
that,
max by 1. So I'll get 5
monster
more, so I will
and-
get 8, but then I will lose
I
2.
believe that's Bonds' leader in there.
Why would we get 8? Oh,
Because 3 plus 5 is 8.
Oh.
So 31.
and then I only move you 3.
Okay.
This is why the GM
Then
is
you'll
here.
get 2. Yep. Your guy dies.
Oh, goodbye,
Go ahead
my
and flip
leader.
that thingy over for me.
So Bonds' leader
Duction.
gets the Valhalla.
Mhm.
Hey, I get my car back.
Yep. I don't.
Bonds gets her card
But I
back.
get 3 rage. 1, 2.
Oh, there you go.
This
MJ
goes
just
right
got
over here.
3 rage back.
So she's able to
That's
use that card.
huge.
She's tried to use a couple times, I think.
Can I card count how many cards everyone has? I have 3.
I have 4.
Okay.
Little
Asking
question
for
of
a
card count.
Bonzinator's trying to decide exactly what her play should be with
Yeah.
the very little amount of rage she has left. She only has 2 left.
Well, it's still her turn.
It's still my turn, yep.
The card is
That,
not
you're right. What you did just irritated everybody. We all yelled at you.
Bonzinator has 1 quest card played, if I'm not mistaken.
Shame.
I believe
Okay,
that's
you're
true.
right. Whatever.
It's kind of why we have her, right? It's really going to give her nightmares tonight.
It's
she's
gonna be like in my dreams.
she's going to wake up and be like, I passed the card.
See, Bonzinator really thinking about what
Yeah.
she needs to do here, how to capitalize on what she has,
I
and how
mean-
to start trying to pull away from. if she doesn't make some big moves, she's not going to be able to maintain this
spend
lead,
one
I don't
rage.
No,
think.
I think she's feeling that.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel confident in that she's making the best moves she can.
I
right
believe
now.
so, yes. And she has stuck with where some of the others were like, I'm going to be flexible with my strategy. I feel like she has really stuck with her Loki strategy, which I know going in was her preference.
Yeah, agreed. I really, she definitely has been the most consistent in terms of what she's tried to do.
Ooh, thinking real hard before she takes her hand off that figure.
Yep.
Ooh, where's she going to put it? Where is it invading?
Interesting.
I wonder if she can get that ship back.
Go right here.
Oh, okay. She decided Horger, I believe.
Interesting. I kind of think that she's maybe wanting a big battle in there. We'll see.
Just the one?
We've got some movement into Yggdrasil.
Yeah, Brian took the Valkyrie in there, didn't he?
That's right. Ooh, the Valkyrie. Again, remember, that was a very valuable monster for him.
And Yggdrasil, as we talked earlier, is, I can't imagine it not being highly contested.
Yes.
And if any, you know, I'm guessing everyone's held on to cards for that Yggdrasil battle here again. Some of them don't care about it so much. You know, I don't think Hans is really too concerned about winning Yggdrasil. He just wants to make sure someone else doesn't.
Yes, I think that's a very good point.
No, and then.
All right, what will MJ do?
Let's.
MJ's got 3 quest cards and Loki's Wrath still.
Yeah,
in
now
hand.
she's playing one.
This is the time.
Yeah, get them
we're
down.
Going to see another quest card or 2 played here between now and MJ's next turn.
Yeah, and if
So
Bonzinator is
if
going to, she's going to
I
need to do it before
have
she uses
0
up her last rage.
Oh,
You are done.
I'm done,
Except for.
when someone starts a battle.
Yes.
is she at 0 rage?
I believe she's on 1.
Okay.
She's
pass.
1 left to spend.
Good night.
Interesting. So
Good night,
she
sweet prince.
passed without using that rage to do anything.
Very interesting.
That's it. She is, unless she has cards that's going to give her rage back, she's done initiating
I have to
moves
assume,
and taking actions this age.
Yeah, I have to imagine that she feels that a pillage is going
I'll
to
go
happen
in.
that's going to
Yeah.
pull her in. But
And she can,
you're right. She'd
I
have
mean,
to have a
I
card
like
to
the
give her some
idea.
rage back. But here it comes.
will she move into Yggdrasil now? She's not sure either. Gotta look at her cards. Can she win it? Or can she lose it, and is that what she wants?
I will also join the fight for Yggdrasil. Now is my chance.
Now's your chance. You've been waiting this whole time just for that one.
I gotta. I'm really curious what's going through Vesinator's mind. I feel like she may have held
am
on to those
choosing to
cards to
pass.
kind of
Oh, okay.
suggest she had something more in her hand than quest cards.
Okay.
And maybe she does.
4
1?
against
1.
2, 1, 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so MJ's monster is
And
the
your card text
4,
will be
Brian's
canceled.
monster is the 2. Both Hans and Bonds have 1
Every
strength of their
time.
figures.
This might end up
Like
being
you
my
have
favorite
been
battle
saying
of the game.
predictable this
This is-
entire
I'm curious to
time.
I
see.
mean,
This has
it's
got to
on
be some of the
our
biggest
station.
decisions
The
going on.
Yeah,
the
what
table.
Right,
cards are
that's
they going
why-
to play?
Yep.
Well, as we know, MJ's is nothing.
Like, spend
MJ, I don't think had any battle cards left.
You're just relying on that. You're right. It was one of those 3 quest cards.
Oh,
Oh, only 2 actual battle cards got played.
Yeah, so we have 6, 7, 8.
Had
We have 5, 6.
Tier
Yeah,
Smite
0.
with a +5.
Oh, sorry, 6.
Wow.
I got them mixed up. 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 0, 1,
Oh.
0, 4.
Ryan had the +6 though.
you have
That's
6
a big
plus-
I'm
card.
not
That's
sure
8.
if that's going to be
Yes.
enough.
And then
I have 0 plus
You have
my 4.
that's 4.
You have 0 plus your 1.
So that's 1.
You have 5 plus your 1 for 6.
So
Brian
Brian
might
wins
have
that.
There are
8.
cards out there that can be played, so we give everyone a chance to play those.
Pass.
Okay, you have a chance. I'm gonna pass.
Pass.
Okay.
Okay. So no
So,
extra cards to play.
Everybody but Brown dies, and because of the Valkyrie, you get 2 points per. So there's 6 points.
6
for the
points
bear,
for Brian
bears.
there with that Valkyrie.
Okay.
Pretty big move. And you get to go up once on all of his tracks.
53.
That's pretty good. Well, did he initiate
One
that?
of each.
He did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he gets it. So he's definitely getting 20 glory for his
49
rage
to
track and
Perfect.
10 for his horns at the end.
Pretty good. Pretty good. And oh, you know
Can I get my
what?
chapstick out?
If he had Odin's throne, right?
I will.
Yes.
So here we go.
And tracks that
the game.
nearly match Hans.
You're the first finalist I've had raise a hand.
Oh, it's gonna be really interesting. To see
Well,
what
I'm so
happens.
used to not shouting in this game, so.
Oh, sorry, you didn't have the card when you chose.
I have to do it again.
You're
I chose to
disqualified.
pillage over there.
All right, so
MJ
as
getting
we
into
stand,
Hans's
the
head a
opening-
little bit.
But Hans confident this time with that
Yes,
pillage axe,
yes.
action, not like a
No,
few
I will.
turns ago.
I'll move in.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and then we're
Big
gonna see the
slaughter
exit.
here at the
Oh
end.
no,
He's gonna get
Hans,
so many points for this.
Hans is already in there.
He's moving in quite a
He's got it.
few.
So my guess is he took a quest card down there.
Mm.
Yep.
Pillage.
And it's an
over.
uncontested pillage.
Ah,
Of course, he's going to get all the Ragnarok points for having
I
them
left.
in there, and he's
Oh.
So
filled
many
the
points,
space so
yeah.
no one else could do
this
that.
is
The
such
3 points for
an
everybody in
exciting
Valhalla.
last age.
Here it is.
One from last round
Oh my
about
goodness.
my 8 points for having people in Valhalla. I'm yeah. Oh great. I had fun.
And MJ has one quest play.
I think MJ just nearly conceded.
Wow, I'm nervous about how all of this is going to sort out now.
MJ wasn't able to get those quest cards
No.
played.
Resolve quests.
I have 2 quests for the new zone.
Oh, he had both of them for Jotunheim.
Oh, so he gets both of those.
I gotta say,
Is that 18 points?
it's a lot, and I think Hans
I think
is in really
Hans
good
is in a
shape.
very good position here.
This is
I have
really exciting.
the glorious
Yes.
death for 11 points.
All right, yeah, so MJ did, of course, have Glorious Death. 11 points.
48.
Probably won't be enough.
Not quite enough if only she
And
had had that
raise
Odin's Throne.
my clan's stats.
Let's see if
Right,
Bonzanair
wolf
was able to pull
quests.
off her quest.
All right.
Oh.
I was only able to complete one.
One of them.
11 points. I released 4 figures in Valhalla.
And that's it.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
11 points
11.
there.
So that's 16. 76.
Oh, that hurts Bonds. I'm sure she really wanted to have
I do think
2. If she'd had 2, she could have
Correct.
kept the lead for a little
Right,
bit.
this could be the quest.
we'll have to see what endgame scoring looks like, but I'm noticing Hans has maxed all his tracks. I
Yep.
think.
71.
Yeah, and Bonds is only going to get 10 points for her
Right,
tracks.
is that all the quests? Okay, so let's move into the
Yeah,
destruction
that's
of order.
gonna come back.
Annoying.
to
Now
Hans.
Hans is going to get so many points for these Ragnarok
4, 2, 3,
points.
4,
Ravens will die.
for 16 points.
16
Wow.
points.
So you are at 78. 3, 4, 5, 6 plus
Hans
10
is-
is 94.
Wow.
So Hans is already at 94, and this
Okay.
is before endgame scoring,
we
which
shall
looks like it's going to be
release
another
Valhalla.
60 for him. So
Very
he's
nice.
going to be up in that 150
Yep.
plus
He is.
range.
We,
So do you
This
want a
is-
picture of it
yeah.
Right?
before we release it?
Yes.
Right?
All right, we're releasing
Let's see
Valhalla.
He's watching photobomb.
Bonds taking a photo.
Taking some photos.
Gotta have those memories.
Okay, well, you gave me the cell phone privilege, so.
Okay.
You can have the cell phone out because
Yeah, I think he is.
we're just counting points now. Can't
right.
look up any strategy stuff at this
So,
point.
are you
It's
the only
over.
Now,
Does anyone else have a Loki?
it'd
I
be
do.
interesting to see
I have
how
a
Hollow
both
of you. Okay.
released here
So
and
who wants to go first?
the effect on
Turn order.
Brian's score.
All right,
Serpents.
okay, so I get 2 points per.
1, 2,
All right.
Although Brian doesn't have a ton in there.
4, 5, 6 figures being released.
Take me
So
to 60 points.
12 points for MJ on the
60.
Nice.
release there.
Go. Have those. And then the wolves, correct?
1 per
Okay.
thing.
1.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
5, 6, 7 points for the wolves.
Oh, if only she could have gotten that ship out one more time and destroyed again.
All right. Now we have in-game cards that are on your clan sheets. So starting with player 1. Anything
Right,
in-game?
go.
Okay, serpents.
I'm sorry, what?
Some cards will give you in-game.
I don't need any.
Oh,
Well,
No.
might
See if
only
we
be
have any
cards.
in-game.
Oh no, you didn't. You didn't play it. Okay. All right. So now we will go to our final stats.
All right, here's
It's like
where
plus
I
60
think
for the
Hans
Ravens.
so
cements
60
his
plus
win.
94 is 154?
Yep.
Look, I
Boom.
can add sometime, okay?
Was that 154
stats.
I
points for
get
Hans?
30 points.
All right.
So 30 plus 60 is 90.
MJ is sitting on 90,
I get 10.
From 83 to 90.
93. Oh, Bonsonator just really needed to push more on those tracks
Yeah, the
to,
tracks
to
are
keep
up
that
right
lead
now.
she had for most of the game. Oh, yeah. And
Where?
111.
Hans
There you have it.
really,
There you go.
really
All right.
Got a
Good job.
pulled it
champion.
out.
Good job.
And that,
Huge
Very
congratulations.
yes, huge congratulations
awesome.
to
To
Hans.
Hans.
Wins
Okay.
it with
Great.
154 points.
150
Right.
points.
A little
Look at
lighter
that.
than what I think we
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about
we
with
were
some of the
thinking
you were
the
stressed.
competitors.
Yeah,
They
you
should
were.
get to 175,
Yeah.
but one
But
was
hey,
150.
yeah, I
This
was
is a
talking
tough
at
game. I think
first,
they
and then I
denied
was-
each other
I
some
know
points.
I'm kind
They,
of quiet.
let's listen to
second half.
Hans
It
here
paid
for a
off,
second.
though.
And you know what? You said you made a big mistake, but you took that risk. Did it pay off?
Yeah, I
With
think
what you drew?
I think that move cost you the quest over there because I have a figure over there, so you would choose to place a figure somewhere else, but it ended up didn't score any of those.
Yeah, this was also open at the time. It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you almost ended the round prematurely. right?
Yeah. That's like a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I would end up.
So I ran out of rage. That was my thing. Is like I just didn't have enough rage to do anything else. So
Yeah, after that, I just got scared.
I was just here to have fun.
Yeah, everybody have fun.
And I had fun. I had so much fun. This was great.
Okay, good. It was a great game to watch. It's my favorite game.
Thank you.
Yes, it was fun.
Thank you.
All
very
the
much.
way.
You're welcome.
Definitely, my friend.
A lot of great
I shook your hand
sportsmanship
again.
in the game.
Incredible
A lot of people having
sportsmanship.
fun.
Yes.
And I have to say,
Oh, you shake my
what
own
a-
hand.
What a tense game of
Wow.
Blood Rage.
I mean, really. I mean, until it was really just in those last couple of turns we started to see Hans really pulling ahead, and we started to think, I think Hans might have this. But before that, it really going into this third age,
Yeah.
I felt like it could have been anyone. An amazing game. I learned a ton. I think I'd be better at this game now from watching this. I feel like I learned a ton watching these
Absolutely.
players.
Just watching this game, I feel incredibly more prepared to play Blood Rage when I play it again.
And yeah, our winner of the Blood Rage final for the World Series of Board Games, Hanshi Lee.
Yeah.
A huge congratulations to him for a fabulous game played. And of course, all of our players here.
Absolutely.
We have Bonsonator, we have Brian Savage. You're right, you only made the Savage joke once.
I did only make it once.
Wow. And
If I had one in the chamber right now, I would, but I don't.
you don't. And MJ Rasmussen.
Yes, all the contestants did a fantastic job. But again, Hanshi Lee with the win in Blood Rage, getting the ring for Blood Rage, going on to the semifinals. We'll have to find out what games are coming up. I know
Correct.
he told us that he wasn't going to hope for one
Right.
because he didn't want to jinx himself.
That's right. He didn't want to say out loud what he was hoping for in the semifinals. So I guess we'll have to find out. Once he finds out what he's playing in, we'll have to ask him how he feels about it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this live stream of the Blood Rage finale in the World, a series of board games here in Vegas. We appreciate you spending your time with us. Once again, I'm Paula Deming.
I'm David Waybright.
And have a good evening.
Bye-bye.